The 12-game, three-city road trip for the Ballers comes to an end on this Sunday afternoon. Following a 22-11 explosion for the Ballers in Game 2, they go for the sweep of the Ogden Raptors today. Good afternoon and welcome to Lindquist Field in Ogden, Utah, as the Oakland Ballers visit the Ogden Raptors for the finale of a three-game series. I'm Nevada Cullen, and you're listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. A 15-run second inning yesterday was enough for the Ballers in their 22-11 win. They sent 18 men to the plate in that inning, and Isai Santos had 5 RBI in the frame, including a 3-run homer and a 2-run double. And then Dylan Tatum also had 3 RBI in the inning. Trey Cobb had a couple run-scoring hits, and the Ballers ended up sending the first 12 men to the plate, and all of them reached before finally an out was recorded. And then finally, 18 batters later, the inning ended with the Ballers up 15-3. They would win it 22-11 to take the series and the season series against the Ogden Raptors before playing a home run derby in which the Ballers won. Every Saturday will be a home run derby here in the Pioneer League from here on out, so expect one next Saturday against Glacier. It was Cam Buford and Trey Cobb to win the derby in yesterday's game. But Ballers going for the sweep today. Here's the lineup for Aaron Miles in his second year. Ballers come in at 15-8. Trey Cobb, the shortstop, leads off. Darryl Buggs, center fielder, hits second. Cam Buford in the 3-hole and plays third base. Danny Harris, second baseman, a homer yesterday and homers in consecutive games. He'll clean up. Christian Almanza, the first baseman, bats fifth. Tyler Lozano gets the start behind the dish, hitting sixth, but Dylan Tatum, the other catcher, will DH, batting seventh after his 4-for-5 day yesterday, a season high in hits and RBI with 4 each. Michael O'Hara in left field batting seventh, and Pat Monteith, O'Hara batting eighth. Pat Monteith bats ninth. The right fielder had a Little League homer yesterday off the top of the left field wall in the eighth inning. Oakland will start Noah Milliken. We'll talk more about him in the bottom of the first inning. He's making his Ballers debut. He's also making his professional debut. He pitched at Penn for 4 years and just made his last collegiate start a month ago against Columbia on May 16th. As for the Ogden Raptors, here's how Evan Parker lines up his squad in his second year as field manager. Raptors are 11-12 this season. Elliot Good, the shortstop, leads it off, and Cole Jordan, the left fielder, hits second. Drew Fontenot, the second baseman, bats third. Chris Sargent, first baseman, cleans up. Connor Bagneski, the DH, bats fifth. Carmine Lane, the third baseman, bats sixth. Evan Blum, the catcher, in the seventh spot. Kyler Stancato, the center fielder, bats eighth. And Dylan Wilkinson, right fielder, hits ninth. The one to highlight in that is Connor Bagneski, who hit really well in the series at Raimondi at the beginning of the season, but Bagneski has not played, missing quite a few games since June 3rd, his last appearance at Boise. He has missed some time with some quad pain. Bagneski, the 27-year-old from Green Bay, is a second-year Raptor, and this year is hitting .362 with 12 RBI. He has driven in 17 hits in 47 at-bats. So an important player for Ogden to get back, and they're hoping that their team leader in batting average from last year can keep on hitting this year. He hit .362 last year. He's hitting .362 so far this season, but again, has not played since June 3rd. Ogden takes the field before the national anthem here at Lindquist Field. They're wearing blue today, baby blue unis for the Raptors. Ballers wearing green. And the starter for Ogden is Ryan Sleeper. We'll talk about him after the playing of the anthem here at Lindquist Field. after the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner, it's time to take a look at the Ogden Raptors, starting with Ryan Sleeper, who will get his first Pioneer League start today, just acquired by way of the New York Boulders of the Frontier League. Last time out was June 5th at New Jersey, a 5-0 win for the Boulders. Ryan Sleeper went 6 2/3, a season high, did not allow a run, 5 hits, 1 strikeout. The problem was he walked 7, a season high. So Sleeper looking to limit the walks and control the zone against the Ballers today. He was a very good pitcher, honestly, in his short stay with the New York Boulders of the Frontier League. This is his first professional season. 1-3 record for New York and a 4.58 ERA. Made 3 starts, 5 appearances overall, 19 2/3 innings, 22 hits, 10 earned runs, a couple homers allowed, 14 walks, 17 strikeouts. So again, watch the command from Sleeper. If he can control the zone, then he can have success. He's a lefty, 23 years of age, from Minnesota. Sleeper, 6'4" lefty, throws from a 3/4 delivery, so not quite sidearm, but not over the top. And Sleeper will be backed up in the outfield from left to right. It's Jordan, Stancato, and Wilkinson. In the infield from first to third, Sargent, Fontenot, Good, and Lane. Evan Blum does the catching for the lefty, Ryan Sleeper. Trey Cobb will start it for the Ballers on this Sunday afternoon, warm day. 88-degree first pitch, sunny in Ogden with the Wasatch Range Mountains overlooking the field. And the Ogden Utah Temple sticking up just above the American flag in center. Ballers going with the road green uniforms, Oakland in white on the back of the uniforms over the gold numbers, with Ballers in gold print on the front of the green shirts, gray pants, and green socks. The Raptors run with the baby blues today with the blue hats, the royal blue hats I would call them, with the Ogden logo with the Raptor on the front, as well as on the front of the baby blue uniforms with a dark blue stripe all the way from the neckline down to the shoes of the lefty, Ryan Sleeper. His first pitch of the day to Trey Cobb is in there for a strike, low outside corner at 12:58 local time. Still morning back in the Bay. Thank you for tuning in on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. A 1 lifted foul off to the right, 0-2. Your home plate umpire for today is Ryan Hansen. Last night's Zach Dart. He's at third base. Travis Schatzman is at first. Schatzman, who had 0-2 pitch. A slow ground ball to first. Cobb is out. Sargent just kind of went down to his knees to field it and slapped the bag with his glove, 1 down. Schatzman and Hansen were the umpires down the lines last night in the home run derby. They had the very difficult job of trying to track those fast-paced home runs in last night's derby. And with 1 out, here is Darryl Buggs the second. No score, top of the first from Lindquist Field. Sleeper making his Pioneer League debut. The lefty against the righty, Darryl Buggs. First toss way upstairs, 1-0. 89 miles an hour. The fastball from Sleeper. Buggs did not feature in the 22-11 win yesterday for the Ballers. Did appear Friday in the win. Outside 87, 2-0. Buggs went 1 for 4 in that game, an 8-6 victory for the Ballers, but struck out twice in that game and grounded into a double play. 23-year-old from Atlanta hitting .250 this year. 2-0 pitch. Buggs takes a strike at 86, bottom of the zone. 2-1. Pretty herky-jerky with the motion from Sleeper. It's very emphatic as he goes from the windup. High leg kick. And Buggs drills one to center field in the air. Stancato has to come in for it and makes the squeeze. 2 down. Cam Buford is next with the bases empty and 2 outs in the top of the first inning here from Ogden. No score. Buford 1 for 6 yesterday with 3 strikeouts. One of the quieter performances yesterday for the Ballers, which featured 4 and 3 hit games up and down the order. First toss from the lefty. Sleeper is in for a strike at 87. That was the low outside corner from Sleeper. So far, a lot of fastballs from the lefty. Misses low, 1-1. Ball and a strike on Buford, who in Friday's game homered in the 4th inning. A solo shot in the 4th inning. Buford swings and misses at the fastball. High in the zone, 1-2. Base is empty for the Ballers with 2 outs in the 1st inning. Sleeper going for a 1-2-3 first in his Pioneer League debut. The lefty winds and deals. Buford swings and lines it sharply to center field. Stancato racing back. It's over his head. Bounces just underneath the Maui Brewing Company advertisement in slight right center field. And Buford gets a 2-strike, 2-out double here in the 1st. That is Cam's 8th extra base hit, 5th double of the season. Ripped that 199 off the bat. 364 feet to right. Almost had homer distance, but was hit on a line with a less than 20-degree launch angle. Brings up Danny Harris, who is on a tear. 5-game hit streak, 3 for 4 yesterday, and already has 5 hits in the series as Augie makes his way towards us with 2 outs in the top of the 1st inning. First toss, bottom of the zone strike, 0-1. No, that was actually top of the zone. So Sleeper works ahead. Buford at second with his 2-out double. Harris, right-handed hitter against the lefty Sleeper. No score, top of the first 2 down. Sleeper from the stretch, fires. Wave and a miss on the changeup, 75 miles an hour off the plate. That's a good pitch from Sleeper. First we've seen him unveil that pitch, and it's 0-2. I guess it's bark at the park today. Some dogs barking at Augie right in front of us. 0-2, Sleeper checking second. No one holding Buford. Pitch. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back changeups, and he strikes out Harris to end the top of the 1st inning. 2-out double by Cam Buford. He's left stranded there at second base. Home first when you return. No score. Ogden coming up to bat against Oakland on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the 1st, no score. Ogden Raptors coming up here in the bottom of the 1st inning. Good Jordan Fontenot, their top 3 hitters. Sargent, Bagneski, Lane is 4 through 6. Blum, Stancato, Wilkinson is 7 to 9. And it's time for the pro debut of Noah Milliken, the Berkeley native, 22-year-old right-hander, 6'5", out of Penn. He pitched 4 years at Penn, Ivy League school, D1, and really only became a starter in 2025. Made 4 starts his first 3 years combined, but then 10 starts in 2025, pitching a career-best 5.31 ERA, 0-3 record, made 10 starts, 1 complete game, 61 innings, 64 hits, 21 walks, 53 strikeouts for the right-hander, 276 batting average against in that last year at Penn, and he has not pitched in competitive baseball since May 16th. So it's been a month since his last start against Columbia. He went 5 1/3 in a loss, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Righty on the bump facing Elliott Good. First pitch from Milliken is outside at 90 miles an hour, just a bit low, 1-0. The defense behind Milliken In the outfield, left to right, O'Hara, Buggs, and Monteith. Infield, third to first, Buford, Cobb, Harris, Almanza. Lozano is his catcher. 1-0 is downstairs, 2-0. So Milliken has missed below the zone on his first 2 pro pitches. Facing Elliott Good here, who has been better than good in this series. Already 7 hits. And he takes low again at 90. 3-0. Good this season against Oakland, hitting .452. 14 for 31. He's also walked 3 times, and he's in a 3-0 count here with a red light. 3-0 from Milliken. Misses too tight, so he misses on 4 straight pitches to start his professional debut. Well, Good from what we've seen from him against Oakland was going to reach anyways. So I guess if you're going to start anyone with a walk, it might as well be Elliott Good. Next is Cole Jordan, who is 2 for 9 in the series, but on a 5-game hit streak. Righty batter, California native, will face a fellow California native here in Noah Milliken. Nobody out. Bottom of the first, no score in Ogden. Raptors get the leadoff man on with a walk. First from Milliken is on the outside corner, called a ball. That one was not framed well by Lozano, not helping out his pitcher there. He might have missed his spot, though. But it's 5 straight called balls against Milliken. Now he misses well upstairs, 2-0. That's 6 straight out of the zone for Milliken in his pro debut. Cole Jordan, the left fielder today for the Raptors, scored a couple times yesterday. 2-0. There's a strike, top of the zone, and he threw what looked to be maybe not the fastball. That could have been a cutter right there for Milliken. That just grooved in top of the zone. So it's 2-1. 6 balls, 1 strike in his first 7 pitches. He checks to first, and Almanza snares it. Good is back safely, sliding. No score, bottom of the first inning. Raptors looking to put a hurting on Milliken in his pro debut. They get the leadoff man on with the walk, and now Jordan is in a good count here, 2-1. Next pitch is lined to right field, but hit right at Monteith for out number 1. So the first out recorded of Milliken's pro career, and Jordan hit it pretty sharply, but hit it right to Monteith, 1 down. True Fontenot is next. Fontenot with hitting with 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Runner on first is Elliott Good. Thank you, Richard. First pitch outside, called a ball at 90 miles an hour. Again, that's the same spot. Tilo needs to challenge that because Ryan Hansen has missed the call twice on the outside of that trackman zone. And he's not going to get that pitch until he challenges it and gets it overturned. 1-0. Fontenot takes low and away, 2-0. I said thank you, Richard, because he just delivered my press box meal. Raptors spoil us. Meatloaf? No way. That's awesome. Not what I was expecting to be delivered today. It was a French dip yesterday. 2-0 pitch. Fontenot fouls it off. Right field, out of play. Fontenot on a 10-game hit streak. 2 for 4 yesterday. Scored a couple times. Ogden with a runner on first, 1 out. Bottom of the first, no score. Game 3 of this 3-game set between the Ballers and the Raptors. Next toss, just above the zone. Lozano did not challenge it. It was a ball. He thought about challenging it and then decided not to, smartly. 3-1 count. Runner on first is good. Hitters count for Fontenot. Trying to extend the hit streak to 11. And takes high and tight for ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning for Milliken. It's been a suspect start for the righty. And Lozano will come chat with him. So Milliken with the leadoff walk. Then a fly out from Jordan. Fontenot earns the walk. One of those balls was a missed call, but the rest of them were not close. And now it's Chris Sargent. After the mound visit from Tilo, Milliken will bear down against the righty Sargent, who has just torn apart the Ballers this season with a 400 batting average against Oakland, 13 RBI, 4 for 4 yesterday with a season best 5 RBI. Milliken steps off. That's his first disengagement. Sargent, by the way, those 4 hits yesterday, a career high. Did not have a 4-hit game last year. First pitch in there for a strike, top of the zone. Sargent doesn't think so. Says that's high, and he's not wrong. That's another missed call from Ryan Hansen, this time against Ogden. So he's called 2 strikes balls for Milliken, and now calls a ball a strike against Sargent. 0-1 pitch is fouled back, and he had to swing at that because it was a ball, but he feared it might be called another strike. Top of the zone. Above the zone, and it's 0-2. Sargent calls time, and Milliken steps off. Sargent with the blue bat. Crowd clapping for 0-2? Really? Okay. Pitch from Milliken. Swung on, lifted to right field. Monteith frozen, doesn't see it. He can't find it. Monteith was faking all of us, but tagging successfully is good to third. Man, Monteith pretended like he didn't see that baseball, and instead he catches it. A little Bush League action from Patty out there and right. But he did not fool Good, who tagged successfully from second to third. I've never heard a crowd clap for 0-2 for the opposing team. Usually, if your team's pitching, you cheer, you start, that slow clap, speed it up for 0-2, hoping for the strikeout. They were obviously hoping Sargent would get a hit there. He did not. But here's Bagneski's first at bat since June 3rd. He swings and fouls it off, 0-1. 2 outs, runners at the corners for the Ogden Raptors in the bottom of the first inning. Good and Fontenot on the bags. 2 walks in the inning by Milliken, trying to post a 0 nonetheless in his first pro inning. Righty against the lefty Bagneski, the designated hitter today. Slightly open stance. 0-1 toss is outside, 1-1. Bagneski this season, 17 hits and 47 at-bats, hitting .362 with 12 RBI. Trying to put the Raptors on the board first here in Ogden. 1-1 toss from Milliken to Bagneski. Is called a ball, 90 miles an hour. Yep, that's also all right. Well, Hannah did warn me about this. Travis Schatzman was amazing on Friday. Ryan Hansen has already missed 4 calls. 3 have hurt the Ballers. 1 has hurt Ogden. That was a strike, top of the zone. 2-1 is called a strike. That was very much a strike. Low inside corner, 2-2. 2-2 on Bagneski, who now has to fight. The righty Milliken comes set at the belt. Looks down, looks towards home. Lifts the leg, fires. Misses high and away. Throw down to second is in time. Lozano throws out Fontenot, and now Tilo has picked off 5 runners this year. He allows Milliken to pitch a scoreless first. Let's go to the second. No score between Oakland and Ogden on 860 AM The Answer. Second inning here from Ogden. No score between the Ballers and the Raptors here in Game 3 of the 3-game series. Sleeper to face Almanza, Lozano, and Tatum here in the second. Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. And happy Father's Day to my dad as well. Looking at the comments on our YouTube stream. Justin says Augie is absolutely terrifying. I would agree. Happy Father's Day to my dad tuning in. And Justin Collins says the Raptors broadcast was mentioning free food. Do you know what they're giving out today? I think that's just for me and the press box, the meatloaf I just got. Almanza first pitch swinging, fouls it away to the left. 0-1. Thanks for tuning in on your Sunday. If you're spending Father's Day and you're a dad out there listening to the Ballers on 860 or YouTube, we appreciate you. 0-1. Almanza takes off the plate, 1-1. Thank you for what you do. Thank you to all the dads out there for the Ballers dads, especially today. Some of them in attendance, at least. Almanza drilled in the back by 86. Hit him in between the shoulder blades. So he walks down to first with a hit by pitch. Ballers with their second base runner. Leadoff runner on for Tilo here in the top of the second. Runner on first for the Ballers, nobody out. No score between Ogden and Oakland. Still checking on Almanza down there at first. Slowly shedding the batting gloves. I know Jeff Lambert was here before Game 2 yesterday, Carson's dad. Looked like Carson's parents were here for that game. Hopefully he's back today. Oh, free food at the park the whole game? Really? Wow, that's awesome. Lozano swinging a miss, 0-1. Is that like for a Father's Day thing, or is that every Sunday? Every Sunday. Wow, they do it right here in Ogden at Lindquist Field. Man, fans get free food on every Sunday. That's amazing. Tilo in an 0-1 count against Sleeper, who checks first. Pitch. Outside, 1-1. I've got Shane Gustafson here with me, who's another Ogden pitcher. He's kind of mastered the art of communicating to broadcasters. He knows we like stuff written down for us to read. 1-1, Lozano drills it on a line left field, and it falls in front of Jordan. And Tilo picks up another knock. He had 2 on Friday, and that's now 15 hits this season. Came in and hitting .311. He's .311. So is Dylan Tatum, who's coming up next. These Ballers catchers have been providing a lot of pop offensively. Last season, not as much from Colton Horner, and Tilo really didn't contribute offensively. Trip Clark, a late season addition, did, but he's gone. And Tilo has really stepped it up. So has Tatum offensively. Pitch high, 1-0. Safe to say the Ballers do not miss their former catchers, but best of luck to Colton Horner this season, who's still competing in the Pioneer League. So first and second with nobody out here in the top of the second, and Tatum at the dish. Took a first pitch ball. Next toss is on the outside corner for a strike. That looked like that change. No, that is a fastball there, outside corner. 85 miles an hour. Maybe just took a little bit off of it, but located it perfectly on the outer black. 1-1 on Tatum, who's on a 5-game hit streak. 4 for 5 yesterday, a season high in hits and RBI. And he takes, that is the changeup, called a strike outside corner. And that one was just a shade off the plate. Well, that's going to be frustrating that would be frustrating for Lozano if he were at the plate, because he knows that pitch was called a ball for Milliken. But Sleeper gets the call. It's another missed call against the Ballers. Runner goes to third, low inside pitch. Safe is Almanza. Only his second stolen base of the year. And now a chance for an RBI for Dylan Tatum if he can get the ball to the outfield. No, that's Almanza's first professional stolen base. Okay, Christian, we see you. Little steal of third, catching Sleeper sleeping. First and third play put on now by the catcher, Blum. And Tatum in a 2-2 count, no one out. Men at the corners, no score. Top of the second, Ballers trying to strike first here in Ogden. Almanza and Tilo on the bags. And Tatum is hit in the arm guard. Bases loaded. So now the bases are loaded full of Stockton kids. 2 batters hit in the inning by Sleeper have loaded him up for Michael O'Hara, who has probably been hit more than any other baller this season. At least on this road trip, he's been hit three times, once yesterday. No score, top of the second inning. Michael O'Hara at the dish. Ballers hope to strike first here on Father's Day. Lefty-lefty battle here. O'Hara did not hit safely yesterday. Takes a first pitch strike at the bottom of the zone. O'Hara in an 0-1 count. Nobody out. Top of the second inning, bases loaded for the Ballers in a 0-0 game. O'Hara swings and fouls back a breaking ball. 0-2. Way ahead now, Sleeper. O'Hara, despite not having a hit yesterday in a game where the Ballers collected 20, drove in a season-high 3 runs. Scored 3 times. He's in an 0-2 count here, though, with the corners drawn in. And he taps one foul off the plate. He got a fastball, bottom of the zone, and just fought it off. See if Sleeper goes back to that breaking ball that was able to be located for strike 2. Another 0-2 pitch from the lefty. And O'Hara takes way off the plate on a breaking ball. That one had a good bit of bend to it, nearly a foot of horizontal break outside to the lefty O'Hara. 1-2 count. O'Hara with 8 RBI on the year. 24-year-old from Danville, California. 1-2 pitch. O'Hara swings and bounces it to second. Double play chance. Flip to second for 1. Throw to first is in time, and it's still an RBI. Or actually, I think technically it's not because it's a double play for Michael O'Hara as Almanza scores, and it's turned 4-6-3. So Tatum's out. Lozano goes to third on the twin killing. And the Ballers do strike first. It's 1-0 Oakland here in the second. Pat Monteith next. Facing a lefty, he gets the start. First pitch high, 1-0. Ballers lead 1-0 top of the second. 2 outs after the double play turned. Lozano at third. Monteith yesterday, 1 hit. It was an inside the park home run, Little League homer, ruled a triple. Monteith takes in, and that's another missed call. Wow, Sleeper caught the low inside corner, and Ryan Hansen called it a ball, so it's 2-0 on Monteith. The Ballers have been hurt more by the zone from Hansen, but you can't ignore the fact that Ogden's been hurt too. 2-0 pitch. It swung on and missed, and that was at the top of the zone. Monteith came up empty, 2-1. It's just a brutal performance today from Hansen in these early innings, and you're hoping he gets a better sense of the zone as the game rolls along. 2-1 toss. That's high and away. Should be 2-2. Instead, it's 3-1 on Monteith, so you know he wants to hit here with this hitter's count. He's driven in 4 this year. Chance to score Lozano with 2 outs from third. 3-1 toss from Sleeper is low, ball 4. Monteith works, walk number 12 on the year. That one gifted to him by Ryan Hansen behind the dish, but give Monteith some credit for working the walk. Now it's Trey Cobb. Tremaine, the leadoff hitter, grounded out to third in the first inning against Sleeper. Men at the corners for the Ballers with 2 outs and a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second. They had bases loaded, none out, so only 1 run from this frame would be a disappointment. First to Cobb is too tall. 1-0. Cobb hoping to push his hit streak to 11 today after tying his season high with 4 RBI yesterday in a 3-hit performance. Ballers won 22-11. 1-0 from Sleeper. He looks at first. He kicks and fires, and Cobb takes strike 1 on the outer half. 1-1. Man, both pitchers really being squeezed today. It feels like you have to throw it over the middle of the plate to get a strike call, which is not how the zone is supposed to work. That was nearly middle from Sleeper. Next to Cobb. Inside, that's a correctly called ball, 2-1. And for a hitter, a small zone is the best possible zone because you can be picky and wait for a pitch you can drive and trust that everything else will be called a ball. 2-1. Cobb swings and hits it weakly to first. Backhand by Sargent. He'll take it himself and retire Trey Cobb for the second time in as many innings by himself. Ballers get a run with just one hit in the inning as O'Hara drives in the run on the double play. As two are stranded at the corners for the Ballers in the second, but they lead 1-0 heading to the home half of the inning here on 860 AM The Answer. One nothing Ballers in the second. Double play brought a run home with the bases loaded and none out in the top of the second. That's how the Ballers lead by a run. No RBI on the double play for O'Hara, but he does put the Ballers in front, 1-0. And here in the bottom of the second, it's Noah Milliken making his professional debut in his second inning of work. Today is June 15th, 2025. Let's go back in time. It's time for this day in Oakland baseball history. Ballers losing a year ago today to Rocky Mountain 5-4, but man, was it a fun one. Trailed 5-3 in the ninth in that game. First pitch swing and a rip to left center field up for Bugs, and Bagneski flies out in his now official first at bat back. Second, I guess, plate appearance unofficially. And Bagneski flies out to center field in his first at bat since June 3rd. One out, bases empty for Ogden in the bottom of the second. 1-0 lead for Oakland. So trailing 5-3 in the ninth a year ago today, Brad Burkell, the former McNeese State product out of Texas, pitched low, 1-0, hit a ninth inning homer in that game to make it 5-4. The Ballers would put first and second on with two outs. Line drive into left field. This is caught by O'Hara. Diving catch. The ball hit right in front of him, and he lays out to help out Milliken. 2 down. Line drive by Lane was sinking fast, and O'Hara made an awkward, honestly, diving play to catch it, contorting his body in an odd way to squeeze the baseball for out number 2 and helping out Milliken. 2 down, no one on, bottom of the second. Ballers up 1-0. Here's Evan Blum as he takes high and away. 1-0. So, anyway, the Ballers lost a year ago today, 5-4 to Rocky Mountain, and left the tying run at second in an excellent ball game in which Reed Butts threw 3 1/3 of one-run baseball in relief. Swing and a miss, 1-1 the count on Blum. Trevor Halsema with a 3 RBI game a year ago today. Swing and a miss from Blum, 1-2. Halsema had a 2-run single in the third and a solo shot in the sixth to have 3 RBI, driving in 3 of the 4 runs for the Ballers that day. Lefty batter in Blum. 1-2. Lace to right field, and it is over the head of Monteith, who crashes into a dive after missing it. He whips the ball in. Blum hustling for a triple. The throw from Harris is just offline, and Blum gets a 2-out, 3-bagger. For Blum, that is career triple number 1. His first career triple after Monteith cannot grab it in right field. Great effort from him, but he probably should have tried to stay on his feet there. It would have been maybe a double instead. And here's Skylar Stancato with 2 outs, tying right at third. First pitch way outside 1-0 from Milliken. Stancato on a 5-game hit streak, 2 for 5 with an RBI yesterday. Blum at third, 1-0. Ballers lead, bottom of the second. Raptors trying to tie it. 1-0 toss, high and away. Wrapping up today in Oakland baseball history, Tyler Peterson commenting, I think Dondre popped up with 2 outs in the ninth to end it. It was Dondre who made the final out, sadly, in that game. 2-0 foul tip off of Lozano, and he's going to need a sec. Tyler also saying that guy Swagnuolo got the save. I've never heard of him, but let me confirm that. Brian Spagnuolo. That sounds a bit more like a real last name. Anyways, yeah, I'm sure with Dondre coming up, Tyler Peterson, I'm sure would say that he definitely expected Dre to walk it off there and end the game. Especially the start he had, Dre, to his Ballers career. He will always be an important piece of the Oakland Ballers puzzle. 2-1 after that foul ball off of Lozano. Pitch to Stancato is high and away, 3-2. 3-1 rather. Stancato, the Glendale, Arizona native, 6'3" lefty, had a great performance in last night's home run derby. 3-1 toss is at the top of the zone for a strike. 3-2. Stancato hit 6 homers in the second round, but lost to Trey Cobb 7-6. 3-2 pitch on its way from Milliken. Ground ball towards third. Hops high for Buford. Throw to first is in time, on target, and there is the 3rd out. Blum with the 2-out triple is left right there at third base. We go to the 3rd. Ballers lead 1-0 over Ogden on 860 AM The Answer. It is the 3rd inning here from Ogden. The Ballers lead the Raptors 1-0. After getting the bases loaded with none out in the second, they could only plate 1, but at least they plated 1 to take the lead. Again, happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. And Ballers hoping to get their dads and you dads out there listening a win here on Father's Day. The pitcher, Ryan Sleeper, has allowed just 2 hits, has hit 2 batters and walked 1. And he will face 2, 3, and 4 for Oakland here in the 3rd. Bugs' first time flew sharply to center. And he hits to lead off the third inning. Lefty pitcher in Sleeper. Aimed towards first. Works from the windup. And his pitch. Are you kidding me? Seriously? That was called a ball? Wow. And, of course, the first challenge is a true ball. That's so annoying. Goodness gracious. So Ogden is incorrect on the challenge. It's 1-0 on Bugs. And, again, it just feels like when it's not on the corners, that's when people are challenging. But they need to challenge on the corners as Bugs shoots the 1-0 in the air to right center field. And it is caught by the right fielder Wilkinson. 1 down. But Ogden is down to 2 challenges now because of, I'm going to, again, blame Ryan Hansen on that one, even though he made the correct call on ball 1 to Bugs. Cam Buford is next. 1 out, bases empty, 1-0 Oakland, top of the third. Ballers going for the sweep here in Ogden. And Buford with an early swing at the changeup. 0-1. That changeup has been Sleeper's most effective pitch so far. He's used it sparingly, but he's gotten nothing but strikes on it. Next is the changeup low, 1-1. Buford a double his last time up. So that's perhaps why he's seeing the changeups now from Sleeper. 1-1 toss. Buford breaks his bat and hits a ground ball up the middle. It sneaks through center for a base hit. 2 for 2 is Buford with his 10th multi-hit game of the season, and he has been the Ballers' most successful hitter against Sleeper. The barrel of the bat ended up in the lefty batter's box. And the bat boy is going to deliver that lumber to the Oakland dugout on the first base side. It's a 1-out single up the middle on Buford, right past the originator Sleeper. And now it's Harris who is Sleeper's lone strikeout victim. First toss, a fastball, swing, and a foul ball. 0-1. Harris struggled against the changeup against Sleeper. And so now after that fastball, I would expect nothing but change pieces from the lefty against the righty Harris. Sleeper is set, looks towards first. Twice, 3 times. Now goes, runner goes. Swing and a miss. No throw to second base. And Buford with a stolen base. That is Cam's team leading 5th of the season. 0-2 though on Harris as he did swing and miss at a changeup. That might have been the hit and run. And he whiffed. 1 out, runner at second is Buford. Harris way behind, 0-2. Sleeper has his number today with that changeup low and away from the righty. Will he throw it again on 0-2? It's grounded to third off the chest of Lane, who knocks it down, fires to first for out number 2. That was indeed the changeup, and Harris was ready for it that time, but swung early and bounced it to Lane, who made a good play. Again, knocking it down with his chest and then throwing to Sargent for the second out. Brings up Christian Almanza. He was hit by the pitch last time up and reached and scored in the second inning. Here he bats in the third. 1-0. Oakland leads Ogden. Runner at second is Buford with 2 down. Sleeper looks his way twice, then goes. Almanza, first pitch hack, and drives it just foul down the right field line, missing extra bases by a foot. He got a middle fastball and just barely missed it. 0-1 on the lefty Almanza on a 6-game hit streak with 5 extra base hits in that span. If that was fair, it might just have been his 6th. He's driven in a team-leading 28 this season. Trying to score Buford from second. Good holding him. And Almanza takes in the dirt, and it gets past the catcher Blum. It's a wild pitch from Sleeper, and Buford is just 90 feet away from being the Baller's second run scored today. The count is 1-1 on Almanza. Sleeper comes set, looks home, does not check third, delivers on 1-1. High to Almanza, 2 balls and a strike. Almanza on the 6-game hit streak has driven in 9. Can he make it 10, scoring Buford from third? Lefty-lefty battle. Pitch to Almanza is outside, ball 3. That was, I guess, just barely a ball. The pitch looked like it was on the edge and called a ball, unsurprisingly. But it, according to TrackMan, was technically a ball. 3-1. Almanza takes ball 4, this one much further away from the zone. That is just the second walk for Sleeper. And he'll face Tilo next. Tyler Lozano, hoping to pick up his second multi-hit game in as many tries in this series. Was 2 for 5 with an RBI double on Friday. Here he hits with men at the corners, Buford and Almanza. 2 outs, 1-0 Ballers, top of the third. Lozano's dad is Steve. Steve played baseball at Fresno State in the late 80s. And Lozano grounds one foul of third. 0-1. Happy Father's Day, Steve Lozano. Happy Father's Day to Augie as well, the Raptors mascot. I don't know if there's any little Augie children. 0-1. Wave and a miss. That pitch was way outside. The changeup to Tilo. It's 0-2. Augie is a Raptor and has some pretty jagged, scary teeth. The mascot for the Raptors. Raptors trying to get out of this inning without any damage. Men at the corners, Buford and Almanza with 2 down, top of the third. 0-2 from Sleeper to the righty, Lozano. Drifts inside the changeup. Looks like a different shape than his other changeup. 1-2. One-two on its way to Lozano. Checking first is Sleeper 3 times, then goes. And Tilo hits it through the left side, base hit. Tilo with a 2-out RBI knock through the 5-6 hole into left. Brings home Buford with 2 down in the third. Ballers lead 2-0. Tilo with his second multi-hit game in just 2 appearances here in Ogden. Brings up his fellow catcher, Dylan Tatum, who's trying to bring home his fellow Stockton, California natives and former high school teammates. Christian Almanza at second, Tyler Lozano at first. Dylan Tatum, a hit by pitch first time. 2-0 Ballers, 2 outs, top of the third. First from Sleeper is popped up behind home, 0-1. Tatum's dad is Blake, mom Elizabeth. Helped raise him and his older brother Connor, who played basketball. Oh, 1 to Tatum. The righty takes a strike. That was a breaking ball. It finished in, 0-2. And Tatum is way behind here. Almanza's already stolen a base today. Stole third against Sleeper in the second. He's at second. Lozano's at first. But Sleeper's ahead, 0-2. Tatum digs in back of the box, even stance righty. The lefty Sleeper dangles his arm, then reaches into the tan mitt. Looks at second. Once, twice, goes. High and away, 1-2. Well, I think Sleeper might want to vary the looks because I've seen him look 3 times to first and twice to second, and I haven't seen him change that. And the Ballers have already stolen 2 bases off of him. 1-2 count, Tatum. In the right-handed batter's box, Sleeper is set, does not look. Runners both go, and it's outside for a ball. It's a double steal for the Ballers. He did vary his look there. He never checked the runners. And Almanza steals his second base of the game, and Tilo swipes second behind him. Second and third with 2 outs and a 2-2 pitch on its way next to Tatum. A base hit could double the Ballers' lead. It's 2-0 with 2 outs in the top of the third. 2-2 from Sleeper. Tatum takes ball 3 in the dirt. That's an important stop from Blum. He saved a run from scoring there on a wild pitch. And here is Count Von Count out on the video board and left. The Muppet letting us know that the count is full on Tatum. I said Muppet there like it was an insult. Second and third for the Ballers with a 2-0 lead and a 3-2 pitch coming to Tatum. Hit by a pitch his first time up. This time, he strikes out. Sleeper with the K, goes with the fastball to strike out Tatum, and the Ballers leave a pair in scoring position. But they lead 2-0 on the Tilo RBI single. And we go to the bottom of the third. Ballers up 2-0 on Ogden on 860 AM, The Answer. Ballers with the edge here in the bottom of the third, 2-0 after the Tilo RBI single in the top of the third inning. 9-1-2 coming up for Ogden. And leading off the inning will be Dylan Wilkinson, who is from Fairfax, Virginia, which is our city that we'll visit today on the wide world of baseball as we take you around the country and the world, visiting players' hometowns usually. And Dylan Wilkinson, the leadoff man, the right fielder from Fairfax, Virginia. It is an independent city in Virginia, in the county seat of Fairfax County. It's in the DMV, which is D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, that area of the United States. Half an hour to 40 minutes west of D.C., less than an hour from Trey Cobb's hometown of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Lefty Wilkinson facing the righty Milliken. And the first toss, he squares but pulls back at ball one outside, 1-0. Population is small, 25,000 as of 2023. And Fairfax, the home of the batter at the plate, Wilkinson, swung on, fouled off to the left. It is home to George Mason University, which is along Fairfax's southern border, the largest public university in Virginia. Ball ripped to left field foul, 1-2. City takes its name from Thomas Fairfax, the 6th Lord Fairfax of Cameron, a Scottish nobleman and colonial landowner. Pitch outside, 2-2 to Wilkinson, the Fairfax native, which hosts the Chocolate Lovers Festival every February. Craft shows, historic building, open houses, children's activities, collections of vendors selling chocolates, 2-2 outside, 3-2, and even chocolate sculpture contests. Most notable name I found that was born in Fairfax, Jason Sudeikis, the lead of Ted Lasso. Payoff ripped foul of first, 3-2. Also says, I don't know if this is true, Prince Alexander and Prince Philip of Yugoslavia have some relation to Fairfax, Virginia. Toby Mac, Christian singer and songwriter. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And the Fairfax native goes down on strikes. That is Milliken's first pro strikeout. One away. That was inside. He swung at ball four. Wilkinson, the lefty, had a pitch off the plate that he chased, and Milliken gets the strikeout. And that was the wide world of baseball, telling you about Wilkinson's hometown of Fairfax. Elliot Good, the leadoff man, will hit for the second time against Milliken. First time, he walked on 4 pitches, but Milliken has gotten better as the game's gone on. At least he's gained more control. Well, he just missed high and in there. 1-0. One out, bases empty for Ogden, trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the third. Next to good. Outside. Correctly called a ball. Nope, incorrectly called a ball. Dang it. Tried to give Ryan Hansen one there, but he just squeezed Milliken again. 2-0. Is grounded to third. Buford on the short hop. Throws to first. 2 down. 2 out, space is empty for Cole Jordan. Here from Ogden. Sunday matinee, Father's Day action. Bright sunny skies, temperature in the low 90s. The Wasatch Mountains shining orange and green in the outfield from left to right. The Ogden Utah Temple Church of Latter-day Saints in center. Utah Brewing Company busy on this Sunday out in right field. First pitch hack from Jordan. He fouls it straight back, 0-1. Shout out to, not that he's listening to this broadcast, but his dad, Brad Jordan, who played football at Fordham, and his grandfather, Charles Jordan, played football at Georgia Tech. Fly ball foul right side. Almanza doesn't keep chasing. It's 0-2. Jordan is an active speaker on type 1 diabetes. And his greatest sports thrill was hitting a walk-off 2-run homer in Cooperstown. Oh-2 on its way to Jordan, the righty. Pitch from Milliken. Laced foul off to the right. His greatest thrill this season was probably that great fall series where Cole hit .533, 8 for 15 with 4 doubles. 2 doubles on Tuesday of this week, 2 doubles on Thursday. He's on a 5-game hit streak. Flew out to right his first time up. Milliken ahead, 0-2. And locates just south of the zone. That's another missed call from Ryan Hansen. Oh, it got the bottom. That was a great curveball from Milliken. It's 1-2. His pitch. You've got to be kidding me. Thank you, Tyler Lozano. Strike 3 call. Challenge will go Oakland's way. That's the second strikeout of the inning. Get a grip, Ryan Hansen. Let's go to the bottom, the 4th inning, actually. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Milliken. 4th inning when you return 2-0 Ballers over the Raptors on 860 AM The Answer. Happy Father's Day if Ryan Hansen is a dad, our home plate umpire tonight. Today from Ogden. If he is a dad, I have no doubt in my mind he's a better father than home plate umpire. Goodness gracious. We've counted 7 missed calls through the first 3 innings. And all jokes aside, being an umpire is a thankless job, and so I do thank him for his service. And I have no doubt he'll check the TrackMan zone after the game and see that he probably should call the corners a bit more. He's been consistently bad. He's missed 2 calls against Ogden and 5 against Oakland already in this game. It's a 2-0 Ballers lead here in the top of the 4th inning. And Michael O'Hara will lead it off, the left fielder. Grounded into a double play, his most recent trip to the dish. Start of the 4th, lefty-lefty battle. First to O'Hara is outside for a ball. It is 1-0. I would be remiss not to bring up Michael's family today. His father, Mike, played football at Santa Clara. O'Hara takes in the dirt. He played there in the early 80s, so happy Father's Day to Mike. Also, Patrick O'Hara, happy Father's Day to you. He is Mike's uncle, Michael O'Hara's uncle. 2-0, high and tight. And Patrick was part of the 1992 Pepperdine baseball team that won the College World Series and then finished his collegiate career at Cal. Also, happy Father's Day to Joe O'Hara, his other uncle, as Mike takes strike one on the outside corner, 3-1. And Joe played basketball at Brown in the 80s. Incredibly athletic family. Michael O'Hara, the lefty against lefty, Ryan Sleeper. Swings and pops it up, foul out of play, left side. And here we go. I'm not sick of it. I know you listening at home might be. But, man, I love the count. Payoff pitch. O'Hara right back up the middle, and there's a knock for Mike on Father's Day. Hitless yesterday, but Mike with his 17th hit of the season. He's now 1 for 2 today. A leadoff knock on that 3-2 pitch, which was just off the plate. It was a good fastball there on 3-2 from Sleeper, but O'Hara just reached out and got it. Next is Pat Monteith. Righty hitter. O'Hara at first, nobody out. First to Monteith, popped up center field. Stancato racing in. Wilkinson wants it, the right fielder with a late surge. Puts it away. 1 away. Back to the top of the lineup. Tremaine Cobb Jr. at the plate. 2-0 Oakland leads. Top of the 4th inning. 1 out runner at first is O'Hara. Happy Father's Day, Tremaine Cobb Sr. Trey's dad, of course. Full name for Trey, Tremaine Orlando Cobb Jr. First pitch, pop foul out of play to the right, 0-1. I once asked Trey why Orlando for the middle name. He said, well, that's my dad's name. I was like, well, I know you're a junior, but why Orlando, the middle name, in the first place? And I asked that. I was curious because I'm from Orlando, Florida. 0-1 count. Sleeper's next to Cobb, the right-handed hitter. O'Hara looking to steal maybe at first. Holds, and so does Cobb at an inside pitch. 1-1. Cobb on a 10-game hit streak has grounded out weakly to first to Sargent twice today. He's holding O'Hara. 1-1. Cobb swings and pops it up. Foul ground, drifting out of play. That one landed on the roof just above the shade structure, I should say, of the bleachers on the right side of Lindquist Field. Well, this is by far the lowest scoring game of the series so far. Throw over to first. Safe standing is O'Hara. Although, Friday's game was 1-1 till the 6th inning. And that got out of hand. 8-6 finish. Cobb smokes one to third. Chance for 2. Throw to first in time. 5-4-3. Lane to Fontenot to Sargent. Lane made the pick on the one hopper to him and then fired over to Fontenot for the first out. And then that got O'Hara. The throw to first by Fontenot was a good one for the 5-4-3 twin killing. Ballers down in order despite a hit in the 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Ogden trailing Oakland 2-1 on Father's Day on 860 AM The Answer. Home fourth from Ogden. Ballers lead the Raptors 2-0. 3, 4, and 5 coming up against Noah Milliken. Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. If you're a dad tuning in on YouTube, let me know. I want to shout all of you dads out there. Maybe tell me about your kids, about what your favorite thing about being a father is. But either way, first pitch was a ball from Milliken to Fontenot to start the fourth. 1-0 pitch is in there on the outside corner for a strike. 1-1. Again, that's not really on the corner, but that's where you got to throw it to get a strike call today. Fontenot, the 3-hitter for Ogden, takes way off the dish. 2-1. A walk his first time, Fontenot. He's on a 10-game hit streak. The Tallahassee native, Leon High School grad. Ground ball hit to short. Couple hops for Cobb, who scoops and tosses to first for out number 1. Nice play by Trey. Nick Leahy, the Ballers' backup shortstop, who joined the team and immediately was thrust into the fold with Trey Cobb's injury in the Glacier Series a week ago. He is away from the team right now, graduating from UC Davis. So congratulations, Nick Leahy, on your graduation. Forever an Aggie. Next up, Chris Sargent. Pitch outside, 1-0. Sargent a fly out to right field last time. On Father's Day, I want to shout out my dad listening in today, Patrick. I would never call him that. We call him DJ PJ. Pitch low, 2-0. My dad is a wedding DJ. He's also the public address announcer for Oviedo High School baseball. 2-0 to Sargent. Is hit back to the screen, 2-1. And my dad, great guy. In another life, he would have been a broadcaster. I would have been a Nepo baby. He has the chops for it. He always says what the color commentator says. Pitch high, 3-1. So he's got a knack for it. And one day I will get him on the broadcast. Ben Picorni, broadcaster for the Idaho Falls Chuckers, has his dad on every Father's Day. So once I'm broadcasting a little closer to my home of Orlando, Florida, Oviedo to be specific. Hot shot to the left side by Sargent. That's another hit for him. That's his 7th of the series. Line drive through the left side for a base knock with 1 out. Ogden trailing Oakland 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th. Connor Bagneski next. My dad chiming in on YouTube says he's not crying. That just means he has the tissues out and is totally crying. No, he's not. Not with the Ballers in the lead. If the Ballers were trailing, he might be crying at this point. First to Bagneski, bounces in. Good stop from Tilo. Nice pick, 1-0. My dad did an excellent job raising me. He was stern and kind at the same time, and set a good example for me for what it is to be a man, but also be able to show emotion. Line drive over second and into right field. Picked up by Monteith. He quickly wheels it in. Back-to-back hits by Sargent and Bagneski. That's a good sign for the Ogden Raptors. These are two of their best hitters, and they have Bagneski back in the lineup, and that's his first hit since the beginning of June. He hadn't played since June 3rd. So, as I'm sure my dad would want, let's refocus on the action here. 2-0. Oakland leads. 1 out, bottom of the 4th. The pitcher Milliken, the righty, against Carmine Lane with 2 on. First toss is too tall. 1-0. Ogden trying to tie the game here in the 4th inning against Noah Milliken. In his pro debut, he's tossed a few scoreless frames so far. But this is the first inning where he's allowed multiple hits. Lane trying to get a 3rd straight knock. And he gets hit. It'll just work almost as well as a single. It's the 3rd hit by pitch today, the first by Milliken. The other 2 belong to Sleeper, the Ogden starter. And it looks like Alec Rodriguez warming the Oakland bullpen. So Milliken's day might be done here. Not yet, though. This is Jim Diedrich coming out to buy Roddy more time. and calm down his rookie pitcher making his first pro start. Evan Blum as well coming to the dish with a triple off of Milliken in the second. Was it misplayed by Monteith? Maybe, but would it have been a hit regardless? Yes. Monteith crashing into a dive caused it to be a triple, but otherwise he would have had to just chase it down and it would have been a double. And so the Ballers lead is 2-0, but the bases are loaded for Ogden with one out here in the fourth, and Blum at the bat made his Ogden debut on Wednesday. The Maryland native, waived by Billings at the end of May, signed by Ogden on June 11th, has hit safely in every game since joining and takes low and in 1-0. Blum, again, the triple to right field last time up. The runners are Sargent, Bagneski, and Lane. Milliken, the righty, gets the sign, comes set, looks down, looks at home, 1-0 pitch. Taken, called a ball just above the zone. That was the correct call. Ryan Hansen, for all his shortcomings today, has correctly called that high pitch most of the time. 2-0 count. Next from Milliken. Blum takes a strike outside corner at 88. That one just nipped the edge. It's the first time today, I think, that either pitcher has gotten that call on the corner. So the zone may be expanding to its proper size here for Ryan Hansen behind the dish. Still a 2-1 count, and Blum takes a called ball at 76 on the corner. Another missed call. That's the 6th against Oakland, and now it's 3-1. It has been a truly putrid zone today from Ryan Hansen. To be fair, that was a high breaking ball. That's not usually called a strike. 3-1 is shot foul off to the right. Count is full. Bases loaded for the Raptors, trailing 2-0 in the fourth. They want to salvage this third game and avoid a sweep against Oakland. This is the spot to tie the game or take the lead. 3-2 to Blum with the bases juiced. Pitch swung on and missed. The high heat from Milliken, 89 above the letters, and he strikes out Blum with the bases loaded, 2 down. It was 3-1, and even with the bad call on 2-1 from Ryan Hansen, Milliken finds a way to strike out Blum, but now has to face Kyler Stancato, who grounded out last time but is on a 5-game hit streak. The 23-year-old lefty hits with the bases loaded and 2 outs. First pitch swing and grounds it to second. Harris stays down, throws to first for out number 3. And the 1-out bases loaded jam, Milliken escapes, allowing 2 hits, but leaving them loaded in the fourth. Let's go to the fifth. Ballers still lead Ogden 2-0 on 860 AM The Answer. Top of the fifth. Oakland over Ogden here in the top of the fifth inning. Darryl Buggs will hit 2, 3, and 4 for the Ballers in this frame, leading 2-0. District Council 16 painters and allied trades represent the best in the business. Painters, drywall finishers, glazers, and floor covers, proudly serving Northern California and Nevada. They stand for top-tier training, great wages, strong benefits, and dignity on the job. Join the International Union of Painters and Allied Trades today. District Council 16, building the future one skilled trade at a time. I'm Nevada Cullen. Chris Dorr back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. Also have a couple Ogden Raptors in the booth with me. Hannah, who works the TrackMan, and Shane Gustafson. So that's right, we've got one true California native in the booth. First pitch, swing and a miss to Bugs. 0-1. Gustav's been. I just botched your last name. Shane. Shane's been in the league for quite a few years now. Bugs takes outside for a ball, did not offer 1-1. Pitched for Great Falls for a couple years. I actually almost worked for Great Falls. I'm glad to be in Ogden. No offense to the Voyagers, but yikes. Bugs takes high and away, 2-1. Shane was once, I'm totally embarrassing him right now sitting to my left, the first overall pick in the 2021 Pioneer League draft, the first ever Pioneer League draft. 2-1 outside on Bugs, 3-1. Selected by the Voyagers. But that was signed by the Reds in June 2022 after a year with the Voyagers. Played with the Daytona Tortugas in 2022. All right, so you have been in Florida. Nice. I've been to that park. 3-1 outside, 3-2. So I guess you'd probably know Justin Rock, who was your broadcaster at the time. Bald guy with the orange beard. Yep. He's now with the Brooklyn Cyclones. Are you moving to Florida? Oh, good for you. Oh, my aunt's calling me right now. 3-2. Bugs swinging a miss, strikes out. And that's the third strikeout for Sleeper today. Cam Buford next. One out, base is empty. Ballers leading the Raptors 2-0 in the fifth. Bugs 2 flyouts today, or Bugs with a strikeout is 0 for 3. Buford's 2 for 2 today and takes low 1-0. 3 strikeouts for Sleeper. He's allowed just 2 runs on 5 hits. He has been solid, and Milliken has more than matched him so far with 4 zeros so far. Buford a cut and a miss, 1-1. But a lot of credit to Sleeper, who, you know, sometimes getting cut from a team can shake your confidence. And he was cut by the New York Boulders. Pitch high and away, 2-1. But he's come out pitching with authority today. He has only walked a pair. He has hit a couple batters, but he has 3 strikeouts and only 5 hits allowed. And really, it's all weak contact except for the Buford double in the first inning. Even the hits have just been seeing-eye singles. Buford launches another one to left center field. Stancato is there. He'll cut it off and hold Buford to a single. And for Cam, that's a 3-hit game. 1 shy of his season best. Career-high 4 hits Tuesday at Missoula. This is his 10th multi-hit game of the season. And Buford with 3 hits through 5 innings. Line drive single into left center for Buford. Brings up Danny Harris with 1 out, who has looked pretty uncomfortable against Sleeper today. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. 2-0 Oakland leads, top of the 5th, and 1 out. First toss from Sleeper is fouled off to the right, 0-1. Daniel Harris the 4th, father is Daniel Harris the 3rd, and so forth and so on. So shout out to Danny's dad today on Father's Day. Buford goes again, and he's got second stolen once more. He stole it off of a lefty in Sleeper for the 2nd time today, and in the last 3 innings, honestly. Stole second in the 3rd, stole second in the 5th. Going first move against the lefty Sleeper. Runner at second with 1 out. 1-1 pitch coming after the ball to Harris. And Danny tried to check his swing. Could he hold it? Yes, according to Travis Schatzman. Schatzman shrugs. He's like, what do you want me to do? I don't think he went. And it did kind of look like Harris went, so is that a missed call from Schatzman? If so, he's got a lot of catching up to do. Ryan Hansen's got a few more than him today. 2-1 count. Pitch from Sleeper with Buford at second and 1 out. And Harris destroys the ball in the air to center field. Stancato ranges back. He's got room just shy of the track and makes the catch. Buford tags for third. The throw is cut off. Buford up standing at third after tagging on the Harris fly out to center field. That's the best swing we've seen from Danny today, and that's because he just got under a middle fastball from Sleeper. Brings up Christian Almanza, trying to bring home Buford. With Buford at third in the 3rd inning, Almanza walked, and then it was Lozano who drove in Buford. Can the Ballers get another 2-out RBI to score Buford. Almanza takes high 1-0. 1-0 count, 2 outs. 2-0 Ballers, top of the 5th. Buford the runner at third. Almanza is the batter. Lefty-lefty battle. Catcher Blum sets up outside. The pitch is swung on, hit over the top of it to first. Sargent Fields flips to the covering sleeper, who tags first with his right foot for out number 3. And Almanza grounds out. Buford is left at third base. We're still 2-0 Ballers going to the bottom of the 5th on 860 the AM. The Answer. New arm for the Ballers in the 5th inning. It is Alec Rodriguez who enters with the Ballers leading 2-0. Noah Milkin's first professional start. He goes 4 shutty. That's pretty good, as he gave up just 3 hits in his outing and walked a pair in the first. Did not walk anyone after that and struck out 3. Not a bad start for the Berkeley native, as he gives way to Alec Rodriguez, Roddy as they call him, pitching with a 2-0 Ballers lead here in the 5th. Rodriguez last pitched Wednesday at Missoula and had one of his worst outings of the year. Gave up 3 hits, 3 earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout in 1 inning of work. He's got a 5.06 ERA, 8 appearances, 10 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 11 walks, 12 strikeouts. 24-year-old, 6-foot righty from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. First pitch to, oh man, Lozano just got hit by a foul ball in the arm, I think. So he loses the mask and shakes it off. He gives a thumbs up to Bruce Valentine. Wilkinson fouled it off, 0-1. Valentine will still check on him. Last year, Tyler Lozano had an emergency appendectomy after getting hit by a pitch behind the dish. So that was brutal, and he missed a month. So thankfully, that can't happen again since he no longer has his spleen. 0-1 from Roddy to Wilkinson. It's in the dirt, 1-1. So good stuff today from Noah Milliken, whose dad, Matthew, I'm sure is happy with Noah's first pro start. Mom, Amy. Line drive, right field, out of play. Had pretty good distance on it. 294 feet to right. Wilkinson, the 9-hitter. 1-2 count, pitch, drops in, strike 3. Fastball, middle of the zone. And Roddy gets the K to start the bottom of the 5th. 1 out, bases empty for Ogden. Back to the top of the lineup. It's Elliot Good's turn. Good with a walk and a ground out today. Hits with 1 out and the bases empty, and the Raptors trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the 5th. A walk and a ground out for Good today. And he takes a strike. Yep, 91, bottom of the zone. Roddy was the one to challenge it. The Ballers are 2 for 2 in challenges. It was called a ball. And I was so confident that it was a strike that I called it a strike. And I was proven right. That was, again, it's not even on the edge. The ball was all the way in the zone. And that is I think we're at now 10 missed calls today by Ryan Hansen. Pitch in the dirt, 1-1. Elliot Good at the plate, the shortstop for the Ogden Raptors. 3 for 6 yesterday, 4 for 4 on Friday. And gets another hit here, lining it into center field. The dive and the trap by Bugs out there. Excellent effort. It's a single for Good, his first hit of the game. And he's got a 3-game hit streak against the Ballers. That is his 15th hit of the season against Oakland. Line drive single into shallow center field in front of the diving Bugs. Brings up Cole Jordan. You know what? Actually, I never even thought about this. The Raptors don't have walk-up songs. They just do that little beat before each player, and then they say, "Go Raptors, go." A little cheesy. Pitch in the dirt, wild pitch, bounces off the glove of Lozano. To second goes Good. Gotta say, not a fan of not having walk-up songs. I think it allows players to express their creativity. There's some great walk-up songs in this league. And apparently there has been some push for walk-up songs, but Bags will not budge here in Ogden. Some of walk-up songs are just like, yeah, whatever. But some, like, man, they just get a crowd going. They can really fire up a crowd. 1-0 jacked. High and deep left field, but well foul. That was destroyed. The high fastball, 101 off the bat. 386 feet. It cleared the wall by a mile out in left field. And Cole Jordan nearly got his second home run of the season there. Right-handed hitter is 0 for 2 today. Struck out looking last time. 1-1 count with 1 out. Runner at second is Good. Next from Roddy to Jordan. Daylight play put on at second. Now a bunt popped up by Jordan. And foul, 1-2. Harris crashed late. And then instead of picking off, Roddy threw home to Jordan, who bunted it foul. In the pen for Ogden, so that means 5 innings is all Sleeper will go, and he was fantastic today. And 2 runs for Ogden. Swing and a miss, but the ball's through the legs. Lozano, it goes to the backstop. It's a wild pitch, a strikeout for Jordan, but he reaches on the ball through the wickets of Tilo. The second strikeout of the inning for Roddy, but Tilo just did not block that pitch in the dirt. To be fair, I think it's still a wild pitch. Good move to third on the play, but that could be a key mistake in this game by the Ballers.
Freeze! Everybody clap your hands.
An error by the pitcher? Is that really what that's ruled, a drop third strike? An error by the pitcher? No. All right, we'll have to talk to Kennedy on that one. Runners at the corners, 1 out. 2-0 game. Ogden trails. Foul ball, 0-1 on Fontenot. Two 2-0 lead for the Ballers in the bottom of the 5th, but Ogden has been at the corners with just 1 out. Trying to get a run against Roddy here. Caleb Franzen warming in the pen for the Ballers. The runners are Good and Jordan. Fontenot 0 for 1 with a walk today. 0-1 pitch next. And that is blocked by Lozano. That is crucial. He saved another wild pitch from Roddy there, who was really just missing a lot low and away from Tilo. He swept the glove, trying to get around it and not backhand it, and it kicked away from him, but because of his efforts, it didn't kick enough away to allow Good to score from third, or even Jordan to go to second. Jordan looks ready to run at first. Roddy doesn't look like he's checking him. 1-1 on its way to Fontenot. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw down Lozano. The tag is late. Safe at second is Jordan. It is 1-2 on Fontenot. Okay, I'm finally going to ask about this. Is Bags playing bingo? The crowd gets to play there's a little bingo card that the Raptors have before each game? It's Ogden instead of bingo. Nice. That's funny. I like it. 1-2 on Fontenot. High pitch, well upstairs, 2-2. Fontenot, 15 driven in this year. Hitless today, but on a 10-game hit streak. He already has driven in 7 against Oakland this year. Second and third for the Raptors. Tying runs aboard. 2-0 Ballers. Bottom of the fifth. 1 out. 2-2 is next in this righty-righty battle. Roddy's pitch. Outside, and it's another wild pitch. A run scores. Tilo tried to pick it. Roddy could not keep missing in the dirt with runners on. Good scores on the wild pitch. 2-1. And Fontenot, with a runner at third, can tie this game right here on this 3-2 pitch with a hit. Wild pitch would do the trick as well. Jordan at third. Full count delivery. Yanked into the dirt. Roddy just does not have it today, which is weird because he also has 2 strikeouts in this inning. But one was a ball through the legs of Tilo, who's got to be frustrated behind the dish. The walk from Alec Rodriguez brings up Chris Sargent. First and third for Ogden, trying to tie the game as Sargent here, or give Ogden the lead. It's 2-1 Ballers in the bottom of the fifth with 1 out, and Jordan Fontenot on. First and third play put on by Tyler Lozano. Sargent stands in from the right side against the righty, Alec Rodriguez. Singles last time. Sargent's 1 for 2 today, and already has 7 hits in the series. First from Alec Rodriguez to Chris Sargent. Is laced into left field and over the head of O'Hara. He thought it was hit right at him. Misplayed in left field. It's an RBI double by Sargent, and we're tied at 2. Mike cannot believe he made that error on that play. It's not an error because he never touched it. He just misread the baseball. Jordan easily scores from third. He could have tagged up and scored on the play, and he did, even though he didn't have to. Fontenot at third. Sargent at second with the RBI double. He's driven in 14 runs against Oakland this year, and he knocks Roddy out of this game. Aaron Miles is in to take out his right-handed reliever, who was ineffective today in relief of Noah Milliken. Caleb Franzen is into the game for the Ballers. We'll tell you about him when you come back. 2-2, Ogden and Oakland, here on 860 AM The Answer. Alec Rodriguez exits. He struck out 2, but only lasts a third of an inning because of a drop third strike. The Raptors get 2 hits against him, and they walk once. 2 runs in so far against Roddy. However, he's responsible for the men at second and third after the Sargent RBI double knocks him out. The new pitcher is Caleb Franzen for Oakland in a 2-2 game. Ogden's tied it in the bottom of the fifth. Franzen pitching for the second time this series. He went Friday and threw a hitless inning, striking out 1. Ballers hoping he can keep this a tie game. Facing a lefty here in Bagneski. Runners at second and third, 1 out in the fifth. Pitch outside, called a ball at 89, even though it was on the outside corner. That's number 11. Although, I can't blame Ryan Hance for that one because Tyler Lozano did not frame it. I think Franzen missed his spot. Still, it's another missed call as Franzen is now behind 1-0 on Bagneski. With men at second and third, pitch outside. That's well off the plate. A ball and a strike. Franzen this season, 6.97 ERA, 1-0 record, 10 1/3, 13 hits, 2 walks, 13 Ks. Good to see him trying to paint the corners here. 2-0. That's on the corner again. Ah! It's another missed call from Hansen. Okay, good. That was challenged. So that's 3 missed calls now overturned by the challenge system. So the Ballers have been successful all 3 of their challenges. And it's now 2-1 on Bagneski as Franzen nipped the corner with that breaking ball. 2-1 pitch to the lefty Bagneski. Swung on and missed. Another good breaking ball by Franzen, 2-2. Oof. Man, this is the most an umpire has tested me so far this season. Deep breaths. 2-2, 1 out. Second and third for Ogden, trying to take the lead here in the bottom of the 5th. They already have scored 2 in the inning. 2-2 toss. Swung on and missed. The high cheese, high and tight, and Bagneski chased. There is 2 away. Big K for Caleb Franzen. And next he faces a righty in Carmine Lane. On deck is a lefty in Evan Blum. So do not be surprised if Franzen pitches around Lane, the right-handed hitter. Franzen is a lefty. First toss is fouled off, going right at him. 91-mile-an-hour heater off the inner black by Franzen. Second and third for the Raptors, 2 outs. They've already tied it here in the bottom of the 5th against Rodriguez. Time is called. There's a ball on the field from the Ogden bullpen as there's a new pitcher warming up. I think that is Justin Jones, who I got to meet before this game. Fort Myers native. He's warming up to go in for Ogden. Hard-throwing righty. 0-1 count on Lane. Pitch from Franzen is flown into center field. Bugs into the gap. Fighting the sun. He's at the wall, and he makes the catch on the track. Lane puts a charge into it, but Franzen get the Ballers out of the inning with a strikeout and a flyout. 2 runs in the inning on 2 hits for the Raptors. They leave runners at second and third, and the game will stay tied 2-2 heading to the 6th on 860 AM The Answer. The Raptors go to the bullpen. It is Justin Jones who enters. Number 13, righty for the Ogden Raptors, so don't be surprised if Aaron Miles goes to the bench for a lefty at some point. Maybe for Dylan Tatum, the designated hitter. Lou Helmick might be up second this inning. Nope, it's Davis Druick who's going to bat in place of Dylan Tatum in the DH spot. Replacing Ryan Sleeper is Justin Jones. Jones is a new Ogden Raptor, a former Missoula Paddlehead. He pitches here in the top of the 6th in a 2-2 game. Ogden tying the game in the bottom of the 5th inning with a couple runs, but Caleb Franzen with a solid relief appearance gets Oakland out of it. And here in the top of the 6th, it'll be Lozano, Druick, and O'Hara to face the righty Jones. First toss. Cap flies off it. Ball 1. Is this going to be another one? No, that's high and in. I thought it was a missed call. It is 1-0 on the 92-mile-an-hour fastball from Justin, whose hat might be a bit too big for his head. And it flies off again. Somebody get Justin a new hat. 2-0. Justin Jones, Thursday against Great Falls, an inning, 2 hits, an earned run, a strikeout. Signed on May 31st by the Ogden Raptors. 2-0 pitch is popped foul off to the right out of play, 2-1. Jones making his 4th appearance for Ogden, 3 ERA, 3 innings, 3 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Hard-throwing righty has gone with 3 straight fastballs against the right-handed hitting Lozano. The 2-1 pitch from Jones is the fastball again at 93, too tall, 3-1. Jones relieves Ryan Sleeper, the starter for Ogden, who was stellar today. 5 innings, 6 hits of 2-run ball. Nope. Tyler Lozano takes strike 2 at the bottom of the zone, and the count is full. You know Tilo's got to be fed up because he's the catcher, and he did take a strike there at the bottom of the zone. He did just clip the zone. That's the best call I've seen all day from Ryan Hansen. 3-2, nobody out. Lozano leading off the top of the 6th, then this 2-2 game between Oakland and Ogden. Payoff on its way. And that's way outside, and Lozano gives a little stare back there to Ryan Hansen before taking the walk. Careful there, Tilo. Watch out. A walk from Jones brings up Davis Druick, the pinch hitter. Looks like we were all set on that up in the press box. So Sleeper, 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. He will get a no decision in this game, despite a solid performance, as we are tied. Davis Druick takes high, 1-0. Hat flies off again for Justin Jones. That's got to throw a pitcher off, no? Hat flying off. Jones has got a long head of hair. He's got flow. 1-0. Hat almost stays on there. Pitch just high and outside, 2-0. And now Evan Parker is going to go out and talk to his righty, Jones. Fort Myers native, former Missoula Paddlehead, pitched there in 2023 and 2024. 79 innings last year. 41 appearances last year for Jones out of the pen. Well, 40 out of the pen, 1 start. 6.24 ERA for the Paddleheads last season. 52 walks, 91 strikeouts. So Jones is always going to have some command issues to some regard, but he's able to limit the damage for the most part. And Jones now facing the lefty Druick is behind the count, 2-0. Ballers and Raptors tied at 2 in the top of the 6th inning. Evan Parker exits the mound with his first mound visit today. Lozano the leadoff walk, and Druick pinch hitting for Tatum, who was the designated hitter. Druick rarely doesn't play the field. This is the 23rd appearance from Druick. He's played in all but 1 game. 3-game hit streak for Davis. And he takes ball 3 high and away. Michael O'Hara on deck for the Ballers. Druick yesterday 1 for 4 with a run and an RBI in the Ballers' 22-11 win against the Raptors. 3-0 from Jones. That's in the dirt. So he has walked back-to-back batters to start his appearance, and now Ogden will get someone going in the pen, it looks like. Just a little bit of stirring in there. And I do see 1 pitcher up for them. That is Christian Chuffatelli. Some call him Chef, some call him Chuff. He's another former Missoula Paddlehead. 2 on, none out. Jones facing O'Hara, who singled his last time up. First toss well upstairs, and the Ballers have a really just bright red light right now. There's no reason to swing right now. Jones has not been locating. He's been missing a high. He's really up in the zone, above the zone. 1-0 pitch. O'Hara takes a strike, even though it was another missed call. That's number 13. I think we're at 13. 12, okay. All right, number 12 from, yeah, we didn't count that last one because it was a missed spot. So that should have been ball 2. It's 1-1 on O'Hara, who swings and fouls it back. That was right down the middle, so it's almost a good thing it was 1-1 because then he got a fastball down the middle. But he did foul it back. It's 1-2. Chuffatelli going, the righty in the pen for Ogden. Evan Parker out there with him. Probably going to whisper, hey, get hot. Because Jones walked the first two of the sitting. 1-2 pitch. O'Hara swings and misses. That's the first changeup we've seen from Justin Jones, and he left it up. And O'Hara gets hosed with a bad call earlier in the count from Ryan Hansen. And there's one away. Pat Monteith would have hit here, but instead this is Lou Helmick, who will stay in the game and play right field. Monteith was 0 for 1 with a walk and a pop out in right field today. 2 on, 1 out for Lou Helmick. He is from Paderborn, Germany. Lefty batter against the righty, Jones, who has been wild and misses outside, not even close. Hat falls off again, 1-0. Has to go pick up his blue hat. Helmick in this series is 5 for 9, one of his best series of the year. Doubled twice yesterday and drove in 2. 2-2 game, top of the 6th, 1-0 pitch. Helmick swings and pops it up on the infield. He swung at ball 2. Infield fly is called, 2 down. That's a poor approach there from Lou Helmick, who pops up to Lane, the third baseman. Jones probably would have walked him, honestly. It was 2-0. It would have been 2-0 if he hadn't have swung at that. He got a little too aggressive there, and now it's back to the top of the lineup for Tremaine Cobb Jr. Jones still, I mean, as far, the last time I reloaded TrackMan, there's been 6 pitches in the zone out of 20-something, 23. First to Cobb, almost hits him. It's so frustrating to watch a batter go up there and swing 1-0 when the pitcher has walked 2 in the inning. But alas, you don't blame Lou. He's a power hitter. You know he wants to rip the ball over the wall. He hit the window of the brewery in right field in batting practice yesterday. Cobb is 0 for 3 today. He's due, but he's also taken right down the middle, 1-1, because he had the most patient approach of these last 3 hitters and takes. Actually, you know what? O'Hara's approach was patient. He just got a bad call against him. 1-1 now. Pitch to Cobb. Bends in. A little too high and in from Justin Jones there. 2-1. 2-2 game. Top of the 6th. Cobb trying to put the ballers back in front with the runners Lozano and Druick aboard after they both walked. There are now 2 outs in the frame. Count is 2-1. Righty-righty battle. Cobb swings and fouls it off to the right side. 2-2. He got a 92-mile-an-hour fastball top of the zone, but was late. And Jones, despite his wildness, is just a pitch away from getting Ogden out of the 6th inning without allowing a run. 2-2 game, top of the 6th. The runners are Lozano and Druick. Cobb, the righty batter, -1 batting glove. Swings and taps one slowly to short. Good. Fields throws on the run. In time, gets him by a step. 3 outs. First 2 on with the walk, but the Ballers' approach wasn't the best maybe in the 6th inning. Give Justin Jones a little credit. He did start throwing a few more strikes there at the end. Ballers leave 2 in the 6th. We're tied at 2 going to the bottom of the 6th here from Ogden between the Ballers and the Raptors. On 860 AM, The Answer. Bottom of the sixth, 2-2 game. Ballers and Raptors. Still Caleb Franzen on the hill for Oakland. In this 2-2 game, he'll face 7, 8, 9 here in the sixth. Blum, Stancato, and Wilkinson, all lefties, so he ideally would finish this inning for Oakland. Evan Blum leads off the inning as we look at scores from around the Pioneer League here in the bottom of the sixth. 2-2 here in Ogden between the Ballers and the Raptors. Close one here in Ogden. The finale of this three-game set. Ballers trying to sweep, Ogden trying to salvage game 3. Lefty-lefty battle. First to Blum. Is hammered to center field. Bugs races back. He's at the track. He makes the catch on the warning track for out number 1. That was hammered by Blum. 1 away. Boise leads Idaho Falls 9-4 in the bottom of the fifth. That's good news for the Ballers. Less good news, Rocky Mountain winning 7-1 in the bottom of the sixth at Billings. But an interesting score from Yuba Sutter. Range Riders and High Wheelers tied at 7 in the top of the seventh. One out for Stancato in a 2-2 game here in Ogden in the bottom of the sixth. He takes ball 1. And that's another missed call. Bottom of the zone. Called a ball. That's 13. Good. 14? Oh, no. And that's high. 2-0. Bottom of the fourth, Grand Junction crushing Northern Colorado, 11-0. Top of the second, Great Falls in Missoula, 0-0 from the Garden City. 2-0 to Stancato, the lefty, swung on, laced to center field, right at Bugs. He doesn't even move before walking towards the ball. It's the second straight fly out to center field for Ogden in this inning. 2 outs for Dylan Wilkinson, who has struck out once, swinging once, looking today. Franzen has retired all 4 he's faced so far. Glacier had a 5-run third against Yuba Sutter. Foul ball off to the left, nothing at 1. Yuba Sutter, though, took the lead 7-5 in the fifth, but Glacier tied it in the sixth inning in a back-and-forth game in Northern California. 2 outs for Wilkinson, 0-1 count after the foul ball. Pitch from Franzen. Too tight, 1-1. It looks like Ciuffatelli will still get the next inning. Evan Parker does not want to risk throwing Jones for any longer after a chaotic 0 that he put up in the top of this frame. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Franzen went with a breaking ball there, and it caught a little too much of the zone, but still got Wilkinson to swing and miss. 1-2 count. Low, 2-2. Wilkinson signed from former Florida Gators Nick Belmonte's Florida minor league camp this offseason. Evan Parker cited Wilkinson's athleticism as a big reason for signing him. 2-2 pitch. High, 3-2. Chase Chapman, who was in here yesterday, also has a connection with Nick Belmonte. Chapman is a Florida native. And Dylan Wilkinson trains with Jack Cohn in the offseason, the former Raptor. Line drive into center field. Third ball hit to center this inning. This is a hit. 2 hops and then bounds off the chest of Bugs. But he just knocks it to his side and then throws it in. It's a single for Wilkinson, who has hit safely in each game of this series and now has a 4-game hit streak. Brings up the leadoff man, Elliott Good. Two outs, runner on first for Ogden in the bottom of the sixth inning. Good is 1 for 2 today with a walk, a single, and a run scored. He has owned Oakland this year. High and away, 1-0. Thankfully, this is the last time the Ballers will face Good in the regular season, who came in hitting .452 against the Ballers, scoring 9 times. Now he scored 10 times and has 15 hits against Oakland. 1-0 to the righty. Swung on and missed. Right with the fastball there, low in the zone. 1-1. Good teammates for 2 years with Noah Martinez at Central Connecticut State. Martinez, the former Oakland Baller, was their first baseman last year. 1-1 toss. is in there. Strike 2. Challenged? No. Oh, what is... Yikes. That's a bad look for Elliott Good. That was very much a strike. That wasn't even close to the corner. Oof. 1 and 2. Well, it won't matter here if he gets a hit. Righty batter against the lefty pitcher, Franzen, has the matchup advantage here. After Franzen started against 3 lefties to begin the frame. 1-2 pitch, runner goes, and it hits him, I think, no? It bounced in, but I thought it got good. Apparently not, and the count is 2-2. Runner at second is Wilkinson with the wild pitch. Runner on second, 2 outs. 2-2 pitch on its way to Good, who singled last time up. Franzen set, delivers. Missed high with the fastball at 91. Second half edition, Elliott Good last year for the Raptors, making his pro debut on July 15th against Rocky Mountain. This is his 69th career game for Ogden, and he's had a nice career. .316 career hitter. Full count here, runner at second. 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed. High cheese from Caleb Franzen, who pitches an inning and 2/3 scoreless today in relief of Rodriguez to keep this a tie game heading to the 7th. It's 2-2 Ogden and Oakland. New pitcher when you return for the Raptors on 860 AM The Answer. So new pitcher for Ogden. I'm talking to Mr. Gustafson here, who is a pitcher for the Raptors, who's telling me they call this new guy Chipatelli. So we're gonna roll with that because it's some call him Chuff, some call him Chef. I guess his teammates call him Chip. So we're gonna roll with Chipatelli here for Ogden here. Number 30, a righty, Christian Chipatelli. I like that. Newport Beach native, so he's a Californian. Just like my guy Shane next to me. He's from Rockland. Chipatelli from Newport Beach. First from Chipatelli is bounced back to Chipatelli. And he drops the baseball, throws to first. Oh, he almost got him, even with the error. And Bugs reaches. Runner on first for the Ballers. Christian Ciuffetelli. Call it Chuffatelli or call it Chipatelli. He's a 6'2", 200-pound righty, 25 years old, who last pitched for Missoula. He was waived on May 27th. Pitched for them last year to a 4.70 ERA, but he's got a 1.80 ERA for Ogden this season. First to Cam Buford is way too tall, 1-0. Sixth appearance for Chipatelli. 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. And Buford at the plate, already 3 hits in this game, a double and 2 singles. 2-2 game, runner goes, pitches a strike. The throw down is into center field. Getting up for a second, staying there is Bugs, who steals his 3rd base of the year. It was a called strike on Buford. It's 1-1, but the Ballers have the go-ahead run in the top of the 7th at second base. 2-2 Ogden and Oakland. Here from Lindquist Field in sunny Utah. Buford, a career-high 4 hits on Tuesday, is 1 hit shy of tying his professional best, the rookie from Chicago. Runner at second is Bugs. Open to plate him here. Righty-righty battle, Chipatelli and Buford. From the stretch, pitch in the dirt. Great save from Blum. He just prevented Bugs from getting to third on a pitch in the dirt, 2-1. He's an excellent blocker, Blum. Really uses his body well, gets over the baseball, so it gets those shoulders forward, and so the ball doesn't bounce far enough away from him to allow Bugs to get to third. He's still at second with nobody out. Buford holds the bat high above his head, swings and misses at 94 from Chipatelli. He's got some serious kick to the fastball there. And it's 2-2. Buford wants his 4th hit. Chipatelli wants to get him for the first time and get a big first out in this 7th inning. The 2-2 is low and away. That's a great take from Buford. And actually, I think that's another missed call. I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, that looked like it got the corner just barely. And that's yet another missed call, this time against Ogden. Number 15 on the day from Ryan Hansen. Payoff pitch, way outside, and the missed call hurts Ogden here. With the walk of Buford, it should have been a strikeout looking. And now Blum, you can see him, turns around and talks to Hansen to say, hey, where did that pitch before miss? He's going to say, well, it was low and outside. Well, guess what? You're wrong. Another missed call from Hansen. This time gives the Ballers the advantage here. 2-2 here in the top of the 7th inning. And Harris trying to take advantage of some woeful umpiring. Runners go from second at least. Now a delayed steal of second by the runner at first, Buford. Bugs was easily safe, and Buford slides ahead of the tag. Buford has his 3rd stolen base today. Bugs steals first and second. The Ballers are running all over Ogden today. They're not one of the top stealing teams in the league, but they're looking like it. Buford now up to 7 stolen bases this year, and Bugs up to 4. And Harris now, with the infield drawn in and a 2-2 game in the top of the 7th, waits for the 1-0 and takes in the dirt, and Blum just saved a run there, blocking that from Chipatelli. 2-0. Hitters count for Danny Harris, who, look, if there's anyone to put the Ballers ahead here, it would be Danny. His clutch gene has been enormous this season. Thursday had a go-ahead single in the 5th. Broke his bat to do it. And here he hits it back to the screen, 2-1. Opening day against Ogden. Game-tying sac fly in the 9th. Game-winning double against Grand Junction on May 27th. 2-run single in the 8th against Grand Junction on June 1st. And against Glacier, a game-tying 2-out triple in the 8th. That perhaps his most clutch hit of the season. Can he put the Ballers ahead here in a 2-2 game in the 7th with the infield in, runners at second and third? He lines it into the glove of the first baseman, Sargent, and Ogden catches a break with a great catch by Sarge over at first. 1 away. That's just good defense from Sargent. That was absolutely pieced by Danny Harris. He got a fastball and hit it 104 to first, and Sargent stood tall and made the catch on the liner. Here's Christian Almanza with 1 out, second and third. Infield still drawn in, and time is called. And they're going to intentionally walk Almanza to bring up Tyler Lozano. That is a choice. Almanza had not hit safely today, but he has been effective in the series. Aaron Miles now will remove Lozano to bring up Isai Santos. Isai Santos hitting for Lozano. This is just going to be a one-time thing. The line out from Harris means there's 1 out in the inning, and the intentional walk of Almanza means the bases are loaded. An error, a walk, and an intentional walk in this inning. 1 out for Isai. Ogden wants a double play. Isai's hitting a 2 this year. The middle is back. The corners are in to get the runner Bugs at home. 2-2 game in the top of the 7th. Santos pinch hitting for Lozano in the 6th spot. Santos' first pitch hack is late on 94, 0-1. Isai, a career day yesterday, had 5 RBI, a pro best, all in the 2nd inning in that 15-run frame. Here, he's trying to get the run home from 3rd. That's Bugs. 0-1 from Chipatelli is served foul left field, 0-2, and Chipatelli's a strike away from getting Santos and getting a big second out. On deck, Davis Druick. So Chipatelli not out of the weeds yet, but he's closing in on it. Bases loaded, 1 out for Santos. Lefty hitter, righty pitcher, Chipatelli. Comes set at the belt. Fires. Santos takes outside. That's called a ball. That was a correct call by Hansen. It's 1-2. 94-mile-an-hour fastball off the black. Now does he go off speed here, Chipatelli? The righty is set at the belt. He lifts the leg and comes home, and Santos takes ball 2 low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's a good hold on the changeup from Chipatelli. Santos, the 26th man for this Ballers team, picked in the Arizona tryout draft with the 11th selection, has been way more important than even he might have expected for this Ballers team. 2-2. Santos could not hold up. He swings at the high fastball. He chased ball 3, and Chipatelli is an out away from getting Ogden out of this bases-loaded 1-out jam with no runs allowed. Again, he, to this point, has allowed just 1 earned run for Ogden. Any runs at this point would be unearned because of his error to start this inning. Bugs reached on that error. He's at 3rd. The go-ahead run for Davis Druick, and the bases loaded, 2 outs. First toss, swung on and missed at 94. Again, the high fastball from Chipatelli. Davis Druick made this team out of spring training, played for Aaron Miles in the California Winter League, and has been Oakland's best hitter. 0-1. Swung on and missed at 94, 0-2. He pinch hit for Tatum in the 6th and walked. And he's way behind here, 0-2. Chipatelli trying to strike out Druick. He has 24 strikeouts this season, Druick. He's not immune to it. He's also driven in 25 runs, which is 2nd most on the team. Can he play Bugs here from 3rd and maybe more to give the Ballers the lead in this 2-2 game in the 7th? 0-2. High at 94, 1-2. The 24-year-old from Katy, Texas, with the yellow batting gloves, adjusts his green helmet, wielding a black-barreled bat, circling it. Chipatelli, the right-hander, in all blue for Ogden. Set, he comes home. Druick swings and fouls it off. Still 1-2. He got the breaking ball there from Chipatelli. It was a mistake pitch, too. He left it hanging. But it was because it probably looks like a fastball out of the hand. Druick just able to adjust and foul it off. And Chipatelli's been locating that high fastball, and he's gotten Druick to swing and miss twice at it. This seems like the spot to go back to it on 1-2. The runners are Bugs and Buford and Almanza. The 1-2 toss. Druick swings and fouls it straight back. Against Ogden this year, Druick has 9 hits, 12 runs scored, 7 RBI, 2 doubles, and 3 home runs. All opposite field bombs. His first pro at bat was a homer against the Raptors. Can he come up clutch here in the 7th with the bases juiced? Another 1-2. Druick takes ball 2 off the plate. Now is the changeup, no chase from Drewski. The St. Edwards product hit a bases clearing double down the right field line on May 31st against Grand Junction at Raimondi Park. 2-2 bases loaded. Chipatelli's pitch is inside, ball 3 at 95, challenged, and that one I think is going to remain a ball. And it was so close. Ogden is out of challenges. They're incredibly unlucky because if you zoom in on TrackMan, there's just like no space between the ball and the zone, but also it's not touching it. And so the count is full. A walk gives the Ballers a lead. A hit gives the Ballers the lead. An out keeps the game tied at 2 in the 7th. Payoff pitch is high, ball 4. Druick comes all the way back to work the walk. takes the 94-mile-an-hour heater high, and Bug scores. It's an unearned run against Chippatelli, who walks 3 in the inning. 1 was an intentional walk, and now that decision bites Ogden. But hindsight's 20/20, and you'll never know what could have happened if they pitched to Almanza with 2nd and 3rd. Ballers' lead is 3-2 in the top of the 7th. 2 outs, bases still loaded for Michael O'Hara after the RBI walk by Druick, the biggest walk he's had this year. Here's Michael O'Hara, 1 for 3 today, the lefty. Takes a first pitch strike, top of the zone at 85. Good breaking ball, nothing in 1. O'Hara, 3 RBI yesterday, a season best. Now the Ballers in front have Chewy Warman in the pen. 0-1 toss from Chippatelli. O'Hara swings and lines it over, short and into left field. This brings home 1. Almanza will score. It's a 2-out, 2-run knock for Michael O'Hara. 5-2 Oakland in the 7th. A clutch hit from the lefty O'Hara. Drove in 3 yesterday despite not having a hit. That's his 2nd knock today. A 2-run single looped into left. A bases-loaded walk from Druick, and then the 2-run single the other way by O'Hara mean that the Ballers' lead is 5-2 in the 7th. Still 2 outs. Lou Helmick at the dish. And he takes strike 1. Good changeup on the outside corner for a strike. Buford and Almanza scoring on that 2-run single just flipped into left by O'Hara. He got a middle pitch, the fastball, and just went oppo with it. 0-1 to Helmick. Is ripped up the middle, and it sneaks through into center. Coming home to score is Druick. To 3rd goes Michael O'Hara, and Lou Helmick makes it 6-2 with the RBI knock. Helmick just snuck it past the glove of the second baseman, Fontenot, and the Ballers' lead is 6-2 with a 4 spot here in the 7th. Clutch hitting for the Ballers here in the 7th inning. As Druick scores from 2nd, O'Hara to 3rd. Men at the corners for Tremaine Cobb Jr., the 9th hitter of the inning to face Chippatelli, who has now thrown 32 in the frame. A lefty warming in the pen for the Raptors as Cobb takes high 1-0. The Raptors have one of the best closers in the league in Nick Cardinal, who has 4 saves. 1-0. Cobb takes a breaking ball in for strike 1. And unfortunately, Cardinal is not going to be needed in this game unless Ogden can come back. He might still pitch, though, because he hasn't pitched since Thursday. Next to Cobb, swung on and missed 1-2. The Ballers looked like they were going to leave it loaded after getting them loaded with 1 out. One-two pitch. Cobb flies it right field. Wilkinson is there, drifting back, and makes the squeeze for out number 3. In the end, the Ballers send 9 to the plate and score 4 runs on 2 hits in the inning. None of those runs earned because of the error to start the frame committed by Chippatelli, and he just isn't able to get out of the frame. The bases loaded walk from Druick, the 2-run single by O'Hara, and Lou Helmick gets in on the action with the RBI single up the middle to make it 6-2 as it's time to stretch. Here from Ogden, Oakland leads by 4 on 860 AM The Answer. Home seventh, new pitcher for the Ballers with a 6-2 lead. Chewy enters, pitching for the first time since Thursday. Did give up an earned run, back-to-back appearances allowing an earned run for the righty, Connor Richardson. 6'4", 25-year-old from Grand Forks, North Dakota. 1.29 ERA this season for the righty Richardson. He faces Cole Jordan to start the bottom of the seventh. First pitch low, 1-0. Chewy making his 12th appearance, 2-0 record, 14 innings, 12 hits, 3 walks, 14 strikeouts, 1.07 whip. Last year an all-star at the midseason. Half swing, a sword from Jordan. He offered 1-1. Safe to say at this point in the season, we're halfway through the first half, and Richardson's well on his way to his second straight all-star nod. He'd be robbed if not at this point. And there's a high fly ball to left field. Out in short left is Cobb. O'Hara calls him off late and makes the squeeze. That's good communication for out number 1. Ballers lead is 6-2 in the bottom of the seventh. 1 out, bases empty for True Fontenot. And Caleb Franzen is the pitcher in line for the win for the Ballers after their 4-run inning in the top of the seventh, because Franzen went an inning and 2/3 of one-hit baseball. Did not allow a hit, or a run, I should say. Did allow 1 hit, but no walks, and struck out a couple. There's a ground ball through the left side, base hit. So True Fontenot has his first hit of the game. He's reached 3 out of 4 times. So Fontenot extends his hit streak to 11 games. Impressive streak. Guy hitting .372 to start this game. And he's 1 for 2 today with 2 walks after that single through the left side. So we're on first for Chris Sargent, who has been the thorn in Oakland's side all season. His 9th game, he's hit safely in all 9 games. The righty swings and tees off. Left field, forget about it. His 3rd homer of the year against the Ballers. Chris Sargent goes yard for the 5th time this season. Chewy has allowed earned runs for 3 straight appearances now. Not the run he would like to be on. And Sargent has a 3-hit game. He's gotten multiple hits in every game this series, has driven in a whopping 10 runs in the series against the Ballers. And Ogden is right back in it. It's 6-4 in the bottom of the 7th with 1 out. 106 off the bat. That's sizzled off the bat of Sargent. Pitch low to Bagneski, 1-0. The Raptors down but not out. This is exactly what we saw on Friday when it was 8-2 Oakland. It looked like the game was over, and then Ogden made it a 2-run game by game's end. Bagneski swing and a foul tip low into the dirt, 1-1. And now Ogden still got 7 outs to work with. 8 outs, actually. And they're down by 2. 6-4 Ballers lead, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Pitch to Bagneski. Is swung on and missed. Man, this is my favorite game so far from this series. This one has had good pitching, good defense, and some clutch hits. That was immensely clutch by Sargent to get the Raptors back in this game. Guy who hit 19 taters a year ago gets his 5th of the year, and 3 of them against the Ballers. 1-2 from Chewy is popped up into right field. Helmick drifting towards the line, camps and catches. 2 down. Brings up Carmine Lane. 2 outs, Lane at the plate, and the base is empty. 6-4 Ballers lead. Ogden in the bottom of the 7th. Lane today is 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. His 6-game hit streak carried into today. And he checks his swing and does not offer, says Travis Schatzman, at a low outside breaking ball from Connor Richardson, 1-0. Lane, the former Marlins minor leaguer. 1-0 breaking ball, catches the zone for a strike. 1-1. Lane righty against Richardson a righty. Swing and a miss at the slider. 1-2. Chewy gave up a 2-run homer in this inning. Not his best work, but Ballers still lead by 2. And he's hoping to get his first strikeout of the day here. Ready battle, 1-2 toss. Is swung on and missed. Chewy gets the K. Went with the changeup there to strike out Lane. And gets a strikeout to end his day, likely after giving up a 2-run homer in the inning to Chris Sargent. Ogden back in the game at 6-4. Ballers heading to the 8th on 860 AM The Answer. And it is a 6-4 lead as Ogden choosing to honor Brian Wilson, I'd say right here, with good vibrations by the Beach Boys over the public address system. One of my favorite Beach Boys songs. Rest in peace, Mr. Brian Wilson, one of the legends of music. Top of the 8th inning here from Ogden. 6-4, Oakland leads. And after Chipatelli gives up 4, in the 7th inning, it is a new pitcher for the Ogden Raptors. It is Cam Edmondson making his 4th appearance against the Ballers this year. The lefty Edmondson from Rochester, Illinois, 24 years old, 2.08 ERA this season, 10th appearance, 8 2/3 innings, 12 hits, 5 walks, 13 strikeouts. Edmondson pitched a hitless inning, 2 strikeouts Wednesday against Great Falls, so he's fresh. The Ballers have only gotten 1 run against him in 3 appearances, 2 1/3 innings. They have 5 hits, no earned runs given up by Edmondson, 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. Here he faces Darryl Buggs. Buggs, right-handed hitter against the lefty Edmondson. Buggs, the 2-hitter today, reached on an error to start the 7th. Takes a strike outside corner. 0-1. Ballers leading on Father's Day, 6-4 in the top of the 8th inning. Buggs 0 for 4 today, but reached and scored in the 7th. He takes high and away for a ball, 1-0. Edmondson faced the Ballers on opening day and just got 1 out. Gave up 1 hit, did walk 1. That 4-4 tie, Ballers won in the knockout round. 1-1. Ripped into left field, and Buggsy's got his first hit of the game. Line drive fielded by Jordan. That game, by the way, that I talked about opening day, let's see, Edmondson pitched the 9th. Gave up an RBI double to Lou Helmick. A sac fly to Danny Harris, that game-tying sac fly. No. That was not Edmondson. Edmondson pitched earlier in the game. But Bryson Van Sickle was the starter for the Ogden Raptors that day. First pitch here to Cam Buford. Outside for a strike, 0-1. And Van Sickle recently has had his contract purchased by the Colorado Rockies. Congratulations to Bryson, former Utah Ute. 0-1 pitch. Buford takes the curveball or off-speed, some sort of breaking ball outside, 1-1. Van Sickle, Evan Parker talked about him in the preseason, said that he wouldn't be here long. I don't know if he knew that Van Sickle would only make a handful of starts, but I think Evan had some idea that he would get picked up by an MLB team sooner rather than later. Runner goes on 1-1. It's a strike on the breaking ball, and that was the right pitch to run on, as that is another stolen base for Darryl Buggs, his 3rd of the game, a career best. And he and the Ballers are just taking advantage of these lefties, going first move against the lefty Edmondson. Ballers could sure use an insurance run here after Chris Sargent's 2-run homer in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ballers needed just 2 hits to score 4 runs in the 7th. 2-run single by Michael O'Hara. RBI knock by Lou Helmick. 1-2, though, Edmonton ahead of Buford. Buford has reached all 4 times today. A walk and 3 hits, including a double his first time. 1-2. Buford swings and ropes one foul over the Oakland bullpen on the right side. 1-2. That was a breaking ball there that was just off the plate from Edmondson. Good pitch to get the chase from Buford, but Buford has shown his ability to hit the outside pitch. His home run the other day to right center field in game 1 of the series was on a ball. 1-2 count. Again, Edmondson, the lefty, fires, and Buford swings and hits it, bounces it to third base. Throw to first is in time. Nice play by Lane, who took the ball, ran towards second to make sure that Bugs did not advance to third, and then threw to first to get Buford. 1 away for Danny Harris. 1 out, runner on second for the Ballers, leading 6-4 in the 8th. Ballers attempting to sweep Ogden. It's so hard to sweep in the Pioneer League. Ogden got a sweep earlier this week of Great Falls. First pitch to Harris. Swung on and missed. He went after the changeup. 0-1. Ballers' closest they've gotten to a sweep was taking 5 of 6 from Glacier, only losing the Saturday game. That was in Kalispell. Looked like maybe they could sweep Missoula earlier this week, but of course Missoula ended up winning the series. 0-1. Harris tags it deep to right center field. Stancato in the gap closing, makes a diving attempt and dropped the baseball. Going to third is Bugs. I thought Stancato caught it. And Harris has a single, his first hit, to extend his hit streak to 6. Man at the corners for the Ballers with 1 out. That's a heck of an effort by Kyler Stancato out there in center. Kenny Oyama is usually the starting center fielder, but Stancato gets the start today with Bagneski back in the lineup. And this lefty-lefty matchup here between Edmondson and Almanza will, I would say, be the last batter Edmondson faces, with Nick Cardinal warming in the pen and a righty and Lozano due up. So Almanza trying to extend the Ballers' lead. It's 6-4 with 1 out. Runners on the corners, top of the 8th. First toss, Almanza takes, low and away. 91 miles an hour. Just missed the low outside corner. Almanza at the dish. Today, he takes that one high, 2-0. He has reached 3 times Almanza. He's 0 for 1 because he has a hit by pitch, a walk, and an intentional walk. That's just about every way you can get on without a hit. There's still more. There's the drop third. He doesn't have that yet. He can't in this situation with first base occupied. Harris is there. See if he might try a steal. The Ballers have been stealing all day against Ogden. 2-0 toss. Almanza takes in the dirt. No reason to steal now with 3-0. And Edmondson likely to walk Almanza to load up the bases for a battle between what I can only assume to be Lozano and the Ogden closer, Nick Cardinal. As Ogden tries to find a way back in this game, they've got to keep it a 2-run game here. 3-0, Almanza probably has a yellow light here. He swings away. He had the green light, and that's what you should do with an 89-mile-an-hour heater at the top of the zone. He tried to punish it. Instead, he basically whiffed. He just got a piece of it. It's 3-1. Almanza's 6-game hit streak on the line here in the 8th. He's driven in 9 over the course of that hit streak. 3-1 from Edmondson. Almanza pokes it over third and into left field. He reached out, and he lines it into left to score Bugs from third. 7-4 Ballers. Almanza's hit streak is 7. 10 RBI in that span as he drives in team-leading RBI number 29 on the year. A 2-strike flick into left field. He just poked that one. That was way off the plate. That's a great pitch from Edmondson. Went with the breaking ball there. And Almanza just able to keep the bat head over the zone long enough. 66 off the bat. That's a true bloop single. First and second for the Ballers now. Lozano at the dish. Takes outside 1-0. And they're not bringing Cardinal into the game yet. And there is another lefty on deck, so that might be part of it. There's just so many. Lozano's the lone righty in this part of the order now, with all lefties in the game for Oakland.
And Lozano pops it up on the infield, maybe just into the outfield. Sargent out there is called off by Fontenot, the second baseman, who makes the squeeze. 2 down. Nice catch by True Fontenot out there. Brings up Davis Druick, a lefty, who has the most important plate appearance today. Drew a bases-loaded walk in the 7th inning. That drove in a run, putting the Ballers up 3-2, a lead that they still maintain. It's 7-4 Ballers with 2 outs in the 8th. Top of the 8th inning here in Ogden. Ballers up 3 on Father's Day, and Davis Druick at the dish. It's also getaway day, the Ballers' final game of this 12-game road swing. Harris, big secondary as Druick takes a strike, 0-1. 7-4, Ballers lead in the top of the 8th. 3 hits in the inning, singles by Bugs, Almanza, and Harris, who's at second. Almanza behind him at first. 0-1 to Druick. Harris takes off for third, and Druick fouls it back. And Harris has to, I feel like more than anyone else, Danny Harris is the one off and running when there's a foul ball, as he has to make his way back to second. He almost got hurt the other day trying to get back to first on what I think was a pop fly when he was running. 2 outs, 0-2 pitch on its way next from Edmondson to Druick, who has walked twice in 2 plate appearances today. Team leading 19 walks for Drewski. 0-2 pitch. Hits him in the helmet with the breaking ball. Little angry bat toss there, but there's no way Edmondson meant to hit him there with an 0-2 breaking ball. Edmondson has to be beside himself with that pitch. Just slipped out of the hand. And Druick has 3 free passes today, 2 walks and a hit by pitch. And Michael O'Hara comes up, fresh off of his 2 RBI single, his second hit of the game. That broke this game open a little bit for the Ballers, putting them up by a score of 5-2 at the time. They lead by 3 again here, 7-4 in the top of the 8th inning with 2 outs. Nick Cardinal still loosening in that Ogden pen. Bases juiced for O'Hara. That was the case last time with his 2-run single flipped into left field on a line drive. First pitch taken for a strike, top of the zone. A little bit outside, but definitely a strike. 0-1. Good pitch from Edmondson there. Bases juiced for the Ballers, up 7-4. They've been walked and hit a ton today. O'Hara holds at ball 1, way off the plate, 1-1. Ogden out of challenges at this point. Ballers have been walked today by Ogden 7 times and hit a few times as well. 1-1. O'Hara half swing, and that ball nearly hit him. He's frustrated with himself and also might be a bit injured after fouling that pitch off on the hands. That was actually a strike. So I don't really know what happened there. Tried to check his swing really and couldn't. Top corner of the zone, nice pitch from Edmondson. No doubt had some tail on it, the fastball at 89. 7-4 Ballers lead, 2 outs. Top of the 8th inning. Bases juiced for Oakland. 1 run in the inning. That was the RBI single by Almanza that plated Bugs. Harris at third, Almanza's at second, Druick at first. 1-2 count. Edmondson, the lefty, to O'Hara, the lefty. Is taken for ball 2. That was just off the plate. I don't know if I'm going crazy or if Ryan Hanton is finally making some correct calls today. That one was awful close to strike 3, but it did just miss the low outside corner, and the count is even. Deuces wild here in the 8th. Surrounded by the Wasatch Mountains here in Ogden on a sunny day at Lindquist Field. Pitch. O'Hara strikes out. Edmondson goes to the fastball there and whiffs. O'Hara, his first strikeout, leaves him loaded in the 8th. The Ballers have stranded a ton of runners today, including 7 runners over the past 3 innings, but they get another run in the 8th, and they lead 7-4 as we head to the home 8th here from Lindquist Field in Ogden. Ballers over the Raptors, 7-4 on 860 AM The Answer. Eighth inning here from Ogden. Bottom of the eighth. The Ballers up 7-4. And I was wrong. Chewy's day not done. Connor Richardson, the former teammate of Shane Gustafson, who's sitting to my left. They pitched together back in the Frontier League with the Lake Erie Crushers. Richardson, who made his pro debut last season, 2 seasons ago, for 3 different partner league teams, Fargo in the American, Ottawa, and Lake Erie, both in the Frontier League. Then he became a baller last season, became a cult hero, if you will. Connor Richardson, a.k.a. Richie, a.k.a. Chewy. Here's Evan Blum leading off the inning. He takes outside 1-0. Ballers up 3, the 7-4 lead. Nobody out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Thanks for tuning in on 860 AM The Answer. And on YouTube as Blum fouls it back 1-1. Checking again on the scores from the Pioneer League. A little update for you here in the bottom of the 8th. The Boise Hawks running away with it against Idaho Falls 13-4. Bottom of the 8th, Rocky Mountain in control still 7-1 against Billings. Pop up left side, Cobb out. The shortstop in short left field is there. It has to drift a bit to make the catch. 1 away. Bottom of the 9th, Glacier against Yuba Sutter leads 10-7. We'd love to see that. High Wheelers, the Ballers' rivals, have not faced off this season. Yuba Sutter ended their season in 2024 and then won the title. And it is just now going to the bottom of the 9th. So Yuba Sutter still a chance to win it. Stancato, the lefty, takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. Northern Colorado making a crazy comeback at the top of the 6th. They trail 11-7 against Grand Junction. They trailed 11-0 in this same game. Stancato flies one to right field, 0-2. Grand Junction had an 8-run third to take an 11-0 lead. NOCO has scored the last 7 runs with a 5-run 5th and 2 so far in the 6th. NOCO still has a chance for more. 1 out in the top of the 6th, 2 on. Stancato pokes it to first. This rolls just over the bag and hops into the glove of Almanza, who can take it himself for out number 2. Also, bottom of the 4th, and Missoula Paddleheads lead the Voyagers 3-1. Looks like Yuba Sutter will surprisingly be the first game done. I feel like the High Wheelers, when they're hosting, are always the last game of the day. But the High Wheelers are 3 outs away from a loss, which would help the Ballers to move into sole possession, I think, of 4th. Stancato, nope. This is Wilkinson bounces 1 foul, 0-1. Dylan Wilkinson today is 0 for 2 with 1 for 3 actually with a single. Is on a 4-game hit streak. A 1 pitch from Chewy is a strike, 0-2. And after giving up a 2-run homer, he's retired 4 straight, looking to retire the side in order here in the 8th. It'll likely be Silly, the closer for the Ballers in the 9th. 2-strike pitch is just bounced off the netting towards left field, 0-2. You got to be on high alert in those stands, out in left field especially, because you never know when a left fielder can go running towards foul ground and jump for a ball and fall into the netting. The stands jut very close to that left field foul pole. Pitch high and away from Chewy, 1-2. Also, Nick Cardinal will get the 9th for Ogden. The Raptors closer has not pitched yet in this series. He's one of the best closers in the league. It's really him, Sully, Armin Sabori of the Paddleheads. 1-2 outside, 2-2. I think those are the league leaders in saves. Sully leads them all with 5. Can get his 6th today. 2-2 with 2 outs. Pitch. Hit him. Got Wilkinson, and that's another hit batter. Man, I think both teams are fed up with each other's pitching staffs. Ballers hit their 2nd, as it was Carmine Lane who was hit by a pitch in the 4th. The Ballers have been hit at least twice today. No, 3 times because Druitt got hit in the 8th. Sleeper hit 2 in the 2nd. So 5 times the batter's been hit today. And it's 2-out base runner for Ogden. They'll take it at this point. Trailing by 3. Tying run on deck. 2 outs in the 8th. First pitch dropped in for a strike by Chewy to Good. 0-1. That was a breaking ball high and tight, but did just catch the zone. Good is 1 for 3 today with a walk, a single, a strikeout his last time. And lines this one to left field. Hooking foul. So close to extra bases for Elliott Good. And the Ballers catch a break there. He was early on the changeup, top of the zone. It's 0-2 on Elliott Good. Not really where you want to throw the changeup. Sometimes it works high in the zone, but you usually want to bury it. If you leave a changeup up and a hitter is sitting on off speed, stuff like that can happen. Good, nearly doubling down the left field line. Is behind 0-2. Chewy's 0-2. Outside with the slider. No chase from Good. We're a pitch away from the 9th here from Ogden. 11-hour bus ride awaits the Ballers after this game. 1-2 off the plate. No chase from the batter, Good. Travis Schatzman says he did not offer. He's the first base umpire. Meridian, Connecticut native. Wearing that light blue, sky blue Ogden uniform today. Stands in right side. Chewy looks towards first, comes home and gets a foul ball. 2-2 off of Lozano. Banged up a bit today, Tilo. Ballers have allowed 4 runs on 8 hits, all by the bullpen. Last week against Glacier, the bullpen allowed just 2 earned runs in 24 1/3 innings. It was an unbelievable performance. 2-2. Did he offer this time? Yes, says Travis Schatzman. And Good is furious. It did not look like he went. And instead of ball 3, it's a strikeout the second for Chewy as he finishes his day with his second strikeout and allows just 2 hits and 2 runs over 2 innings of work. Ogden leaves a runner in the 8th. Let's go to the 9th. Ballers 3 outs away from a sweep of Ogden here from Utah on 860 AM The Answer. Here's Nick Cardinal, one of the best relievers and closers in the Pioneer League. Cardinal enters trying to keep this a 7-4 Oakland lead in the 9th. Cardinal making his 9th appearance. These numbers are ridiculous. 10 1/3 innings. He's got a 1-0 record and a .87 ERA. 4 hits in 10 1/3 innings, just 1 earned run, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts. A .77 whip. I mean, the stuff is just there for the 28-year-old Canadian. He's from Bonnyville, Alberta, Canada. He once pitched at the Rogers Center for Team Alberta in high school. Thursday against Great Falls, got a save, an inning, hitless, no runs, and a strikeout. 28-year-old right-hander, 6'2", 220, Cardinal. Cardinal will face 9-1-2, starts with Lou Helmick in the 9th. The only earned run allowed this season by Cardinal is because of Lou Helmick. That was back on May 25th as Helmick hits one up the middle sharply to short. Good fields and throws to first for the out, 1 down. It was Helmick's RBI single in the 9th inning against Ogden. That was the only earned run allowed by Cardinal this season. But Cardinal gets his man here in Helmick. Now faces the top of the Oakland lineup in Trey Cobb. Closer going for the Ballers. Connor Sullivan out in right field got the save back on Friday against Ogden. First pitch swinging. Ground ball to first. Oh no, Sargent stumbles and then flips to Cardinal. Hope Sarge is okay. He should be fine there. Yeah, he's good. Gives a little thumbs up. He fielded that ball and he smothered it, and because his motion's going towards the ground, he just kind of fell down and tripped on his way to first, but flips to Cardinal for out number 2. And we're out away from the bottom of the 9th. Ogden will send 2, 3, and 4 to the plate against Sully as they try to make Sully blow a save in a 7-4 game. Bugs takes a strike, nothing in 1. 88 miles an hour. Is that another? No, that's a correct call. High inside corner. Nice. Just caught the zone from Cardinal. Bugs a single last time lined into left. He takes just above the zone there, 1-1. Ogden is out of challenges. Oakland still has all 3. They have been correct on all 3 challenges today. Ogden, for whatever reason, is somehow out. Even though they've been hosed on several calls, they just have challenged the correct calls from Hansen. 1-1 to Bugs. Oh, that's over his head. That was the changeup, though, I think. 79 miles an hour. That wouldn't have done any serious damage. Father's Day, Sunday matinee here from Ogden, and the Ballers lead 7-4, attempting the sweep of the Raptors. 3 outs away. 2-1 to Bugs in the top of the 9th, 2 down, bases empty. This guy's 1 foul to the right side, 2-2. Shout out to Daryl Bugs, the first. Bugsy's dad on Father's Day. Also, I don't think I've shouted him out yet. I don't know if he's listening today. I haven't seen a comment. Jeff Butts, our most loyal father listener, the dad of Reed. 2-2. Bugs takes a changeup. Challenged by Oakland, but they're out of challenges. It was a ball. So we'll say Oakland has challenged 4 times and has been incorrect 4. No, I'm just messing around. Cardinal tried to challenge there. It was a close pitch, but it was just above the zone, and it's 3-2 on Bugsy. Payoff next from Cardinal. Bugs swings and laces it to short. Hot shot. Backhanded by Good. Throw to first. Picked out by Sargent. Nice play on both ends by the Raptors for a 1-2-3, 9th inning. So shrinking the ERA below the already minuscule .87 is Nick Cardinal. And it's the closer for Oakland who will enter in the 9th. 3 outs for a save and a sweep for the Ballers. 7-4 over the Raptors here from Lindquist Field in Ogden, Utah on 860 AM The Answer. The league's best closer, at least by saves, Connor Sullivan is out to try to get his 6th. Sully making his 11th appearance, going for save number 6, 1.5 ERA, 12 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts, a .75 whip. Allowed an earned run on Thursday, giving up a 9th inning bomb to Wilkerson for Colby Wilkerson, that is, the Missoula Paddleheads, who then won in the knockout round. He avenged that, though, with a save, getting an out, giving up a hit on Friday at Ogden. Chris Sargent had that hit. He is due up 3rd in this inning. 2, 3, and 4 to hit against Sully. 7-4 Ballers lead in the bottom of the 9th. First pitch from Sully to Cole Jordan is high, 1-0. Ballers 3 outs away from a Father's Day win and a sweep, which would put their road record at 9-3 to start the season. High and away, 2-0 on Jordan. Ballers 5 out of 6 against Glacier and Kalispell. Then went to Missoula and lost the series 2-1. Pitch is called a strike, bottom of the zone for Sully. It's 2-1. Then Missoula from Ogren Park to Ogden went the Ballers. As there's another missed call. Low outside strike. That's 17 now by Ryan Hansen as Silly gets squeezed there. It's now 3-1. Pitch is flown to right field. Helmick wants it. Calls off Bugs and makes the catch while battling a bright sun. One away. Two outs away are the Ballers from a sweep of Ogden here at Lindquist Field. 7-4. The Ballers lead the Ogden Raptors. It was an entertaining first series of the season, the first week of the year these two teams faced, and they split the series 3 games apiece at Raimondi Park as Silly locates a strike at the top of the zone, 0-1 on the 3-hitter Fontenot. Had a career-high 5 RBI back in Game 2 of the season against Oakland. 0-1 is too tall, 1-1. And Fontenot has a single today, is 1 for 2 with a couple walks. Fouls one back, 1-2. And as today is Father's Day, there's one more dad I have to shout out. That would be the one and only Robert Sullivan. Dad of Connor. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Silly's an out away from a save, 91-mile-an-hour fastball above the zone, and blows it by Fontenot. Brings up Chris Sargent. Sully one out away, I should say, of a Father's Day save. His dad has been to several Ballers games. Pitch high to the ever-powerful Chris Sargent, who wishes he could play Oakland every game. Came in and hitting 400 with 13 RBI against the Ballers. He takes strike 1 outside corner, 1-1. And he has 3 hits today, an RBI double and a 2-run homer. 4 for 4 yesterday, career high in hits, season high 5 RBI, 2 for 5, 2 RBI Friday. Grounds one foul here of third, 1-2. And Silly is a pitch away from giving the Ballers the sweep, their first of the season. Sargent against Sullivan, this is a fitting matchup to end it. The Ballers' best against Ogden's best at the plate. Righty-righty battle with the blue bat. Sargent digs in wearing all blue from the right side. Silly wearing that green Ballers uniform from the windup. 1-2 pitch from Silly is way too tall. Fastball at 89, well north of the zone. 2-2. Silly going for his 6th save. The second-year Baller. And just his 23rd appearance. The 2-2 pitch. Grounded to first. Almanza to it. He takes it himself. Out number 3. The Ballers sweep Ogden and complete their 12-game road trip at 9-3 with a 7-4 final here on Father's Day. Silly gets a perfect 9th to earn his league-leading 6th save of the season. And the Ballers win by 3. A 7-4 win over the Raptors here in Ogden. Let's step aside for the post-game show. Ballers, your winners today, 7-4 over Ogden from Utah. Ballers get the sweep. They're in Ogden, their first sweep of 2025 to improve to 16-8, 8 games better than 500 on this season. I'm Nevada Cullen, Chris Dorr, back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. Ballers win 7-4 here on the postgame show. Want to shout out those of you who listen on YouTube and on 860 AM The Answer. Ballers get the sweep. Brian Carmel, Ballers co-founder, tuned in. Arlo and Rhea are tuned in. Thank you, Brian's family following along. And to all you dads out there that tuned in, happy Father's Day to you. And thank you for tuning in on this Sunday and Father's Day. Ballers win 7-4. This is the post-game show, so let's talk about the game itself. First of all, the Ballers were in a tight game with Ogden, and the Ballers scored first. They got the double play by O'Hara to drive home the first run of the game in the second inning, and then an RBI single by Tilo in the third gave the Ballers a 2-0 edge, backing up their pitcher, Noah Milliken, who went 4 scoreless innings in this game. Noah Milliken in his pro debut, 4 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Milliken gave way to Alec Rodriguez in the 5th, and Roddy, unfortunately, even though he struck out 2, didn't have his best stuff today. Ogden got 2 runs off of him with a wild pitch and an RBI double by Chris Sargent. That tied the game at 2 after 5. Fast forward to the 7th. That's when the Ballers finally broke through. A walk with the bases loaded for Davis Druick drove in the go-ahead run to make it 3-2. Michael O'Hara with the biggest hit, the 2-run single, and then Lou Helmick had the RBI single up the middle to make it 6-2 Oakland. Chris Sargent hit a 2-run homer off of Connor Richardson in the 7th to make it 6-4, but the Ballers answered back in the 8th with an RBI single by Christian Almanza. Almanza with the RBI single put the Ballers up 7-4, and then in the bottom of the 8th, Chewy threw a scoreless inning, and Connor Sullivan in the 9th got a 1-2-3 inning to give the Ballers a win, a 7-4 victory here from Ogden. Let's go over the final line score. 7 runs on 11 hits for the Ballers with 1 error. 4 runs on 8 hits for Ogden and 1 error. As for the decisions, the win goes to Caleb Franzen today for the Oakland Ballers. Franzen today went an inning and 2/3, a hit, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Franzen, the victory for Oakland. And Sully gets the save. So for Sully, that's save number 6. For Franzen, that is his second win for the Ballers. He improves to 2-0. Nice job by Franzen today in relief. The loss goes to, it says Ryan Sleeper. That is incorrect. It will go to Chipatelli, who is a recent addition to this Ogden squad. Chipatelli is now 0-1 this year. That is his first loss of 2025. So he is 0-1. This game started at 12:58 local time. That was 11:58 a.m. back in the Bay. Run time of just under 3 hours. Call it 2 hours and, 51 minutes. I think that's right. And it was an 88-degree day and sunny at first pitch. Still sunny. Temperature drifted up into the 90s for this Sunday Father's Day game here from Ogden. Ogden falls to 11-13 with the loss. They are swept by the Ballers. They were tied for 7th in the league entering today. They might fall to 8th by the end of the day. The Ballers improve to 16-8 with the win. They have won 3 straight games, and they will finish this road trip going 9-3 on the road. Postgame show wraps up when you return with scores from around the league and around the major leagues as well. 7-4 final. Oakland beats Ogden. And you're listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM The Answer. Welcome to part two, the finale of the finale. The postgame show wraps up here with scores from around the league. Ballers win 7-4 here from Ogden. Leaky pipes, bases loaded with clogged drains. Step up to the plate and call the pros at Mr. Reuter Plumbing. We're the home team when it comes to reliable service. Family owned, locally trusted, and proudly serving the greater Bay Area with honest, dependable service. Mr. Reuter Plumbing is always ready in the bullpen. Also, Ballers fans, Heffernan Insurance Brokers has been helping people make smart decisions since day one, offering business insurance, personal home and auto, employee benefits, and retirement and wealth management. Make a smart decision for your business or family today. Visit Heffernan Insurance Brokers online at HEFFINS.com. That's HEFFINS.com. A little too much happening today. A little too entertained, I guess, with the game I was, and I forgot to read those out. Anyways, bottom of the 8th inning in Boise, the Hawks lead the Chuckers 16-4. That is good for the Hawks. The Rocky Mountain Vibes beat the Billings Mustangs today 7-3, so the Ballers do not tie the Vibes in the standings, although they're mighty close. Bottom of the 9th, Yuba Sutter somehow found a way to tie it, and they sent the game to a knockout round, so I'll have to tune into that one. Glacier, man, just keeps finding ways to lose. The Ballers are going to get the Range Riders at home next week for 6, and that could be a chance for the Ballers to pick up some even more wins. They already took 5 out of 6, and this Glacier team just cannot win ball games for whatever reason. Top of the 7th, Northern Colorado trailing Grand Junction 13-9, still trying to come back are the Owls. And top of the 5th, Missoula up on Great Falls 5-1. Let's take a quick look at the Pioneer League standings just to tell you where things are at the halfway point in the first half as the Ballers seek one of those first 2 playoff spots. Idaho Falls will lose today, which means 17-6 is the record to beat. And that means the Rocky Mountain Vibes and Idaho Falls both at 17-6. The Ballers, with that win, will be a game and a half back of first place in the Pioneer League with 24 games left. That is exactly the spot you want to be in. They will be in 4th place still. Missoula will probably be 17-7, which is a game better than Oakland, but still just a game back of first place. As for the Yuba Sutter High Wheelers, they are either going to be tied with Oakland for 4th. But it's really a 5-team race for those first 2 playoff spots between Yuba Sutter, Oakland, Missoula, Rocky Mountain, and Idaho Falls. Now scores from around Major League Baseball as we wrap up this Father's Day broadcast. Will the other teams make up missed games from earlier? I believe so, Sean. Thank you for your comment. Top of the 8th inning from Seattle Mariners, up 6-0. The Padres are losing to the are beating the Diamondbacks 6-2 in the top of the 7th inning. Finals from today on this Sunday. The Reds beat the Tigers 8-4. The Orioles thumped the Angels 11-2. Yeah, boy. Phillies beat the Blue Jays 11-4. Braves beaten down by the lowly Rockies 10-1. Yikes. Marlins beat the Nationals 3-1 in D.C. Red Sox, I believe, just swept the Yankees 2-0 win for Boston. The Mets blanked by the Rays at home 9-0. Shane Baz with the win in the shutout. The Twins and Astros go 10 innings. Astros pulled out at home, walking it off in the 10th, 2-1. The Brewers beat the Cardinals 3-2. And in 10 innings, the Cubs escaped the Pirates 3-2. Final. Oh, I got an update from Tyler Peterson. I'll read that in a second. It's a good update. The Rangers beat the White Sox 2-1. And then your Bay Area scores. The A's beat the Royals today 3-2. Nice job, Mason Miller with his 14th save. And then tonight, Sunday Night Baseball, Giants and Dodgers from L.A. Giants just a game back of the Dodgers in the NL West. And one more score update for you in the Pioneer League. Glacier beats YOLO, or Yuba Sutter. There we go. I did it. in the knockout round, 3-2 in round 1. Finally, Yuba Sutter loses a knockout round. So that means the Ballers we know are in sole possession of 4th place in the Pioneer League and just a game and a half back of 1st in the Pioneer League heading into the second half of the first half. We're 24 games in to the Pioneer League season. Before I do my normal wrap-up, I just want to give a special shout-out to all the dads tuned in one more time. Thank you so much for all you do, especially my dad. Dad, I love you. Thank you for – oh, man, I'm going to get emotional. Thank you for everything and for putting me on this earth, for raising me well, and allowing me to chase my dream, calling baseball games way out west, where you lived once. My dad has lived all over this United States. He lived out in California. He lived in Chicago. He always talks about Chicago. Well, that does it for today's broadcast here from Ogden, Utah. Our final score, Ballers 7, Ogden 4, a final in 9 innings. Big thanks to those who helped make the broadcast possible, including Ballers co-founders Paul Friedman and Brian Carmel. Ballers assistant general manager, Tyler Peterson. Ballers social media manager, Isabella Haberman. And then, last but not least, Brendan Colthurst. And, of course, have to shout out Chris Dorr back in our 860 AM The Answer Studios. Great job today, as always, Chris. Also, big thanks to you, the listener, all you dads out there, all you moms as well, everyone, all the families. Thank you for tuning in. We'll have more baseball coming up. Our coverage of Tuesday's game, Game 1 of a 6-game series at home against the Glacier Range Riders, will start at 6:30 p.m. pack time. Finally, the Ballers are back home on Tuesday against the Glacier Range Riders for a 6-game series on 860 AM The Answer. And on YouTube and on Flow Sports. We'll finally be back on Flow Sports. Yay. We hope that you can join us again. Our final score, 7-4, Oakland beats Ogden. They sweep the Raptors. How sweep it is. I'm Nevada Cohen saying so long. And thanks for listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM, The Answer.